ever recorded. And today, we're heading off to Camp Kickakee. It's time for a summer full of adventure. Let's go!
Kickakee! Kickakee song!
Kick-a-cow! Kick-a-cow! Cha-chow!
Yeah.
That's a good way to start.
Yeah, that's the summary of the whole movie. Ugh.
Oh, come on.
Wow. How does
We
Clint
just
feel?
started.
Man, oh man.
What?
It's been 30 seconds, Clint.
Yeah.
We are back to Ernest number 1.
We are running out of time to find an Ernest movie that you like. There's not that many left.
Thank God.
Like at least 4 more left, right?
Way more than 4 more.
There's
right?
one more that was from the main releases, and then a lot of
There's
straight
like
to DVD.
7 studio required
Yeah.
contractual obligations.
Right. Ones that were low budget, not great, straight to DVD. I don't know if we'll be covering
They're all
those,
pretty
but
not
great.
great.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
Clint Busch
I
is
believe-
back. Welcome, Clint. Thank you.
Hi.
Ernest.
I love you guys.
I know you love
I love
it.
you,
Fantastic.
Clint.
I do this that I hate for you that I love.
Pure love.
How does that work?
Not well. Okay. Not well for me, yeah.
Also, Steph Farrell is in the house. What's up?
Hello. Happy to be here.
I'm happy that you're here. The first time you've had to join us for an Ernest movie.
Yeah, thanks so much.
Yeah, you're welcome. And also, back from Ernest Saves Christmas, we've got Joe the Mad Genius Goratowski. What's
Awfully
up?
glad it's raining.
Good
times.
Just don't keep going.
You can't see your tears in the rain.
Yes.
I think that's the next line.
I don't think so. But
That's fine.
Hey, I love it though.
Either
I'm
way.
glad to be here. I'm glad to be almost on the original cast.
Yeah,
From Ernest
So close.
Saves Christmas.
that's right.
Who am I here?
I'm glad
in place
I'm
of?
sitting on this side of the
Vandy?
table.
It's been different every
was
time.
Mel,
So like
wasn't it?
Bob and Grace were on Scared Stupid.
Yeah, I wasn't there for that one though.
Clint was, and then you were on Saves Christmas, and I don't remember who else was in there with us, but
don't remember.
It was Clint
that
and
Vandy?
somebody else.
I just remember you tried to like threaten me.
Well, he already has the knife out.
Oh my
on the table, and
gosh,
I'm
you
like,
have it out.
the last time it happened at the end, bro. So you got
Not even a knife.
That's a wee little
it's
knife.
it's just a razor blade.
It's going to hurt, though.
I don't care.
All right, let's see if we can get through this without somebody getting cut
Please,
or stabbed.
please, anybody.
Okay.
We shall do our best.
Great. And thank you guys all for joining us at home. If this is your first time listening to Bad Movies Rule, here's what you can be ready for. We are going to go through this movie scene by scene after we give you some particulars about the movie. We are not movie critics. This show, it's all about the laughs.
Yes.
All right? Think more riff tracks and less Roger Ebert. Okay?
Yes.
So,
More
Yeah.
than aw.
yeah, we're not doing hardcore movie analysis. If that's what you're looking for,
My
there are
God.
plenty of shows available for you to listen to. We are going to get straight into the vitals here. As I said, we are covering Ernest Goes to Camp, the very first Ernest movie from 1987. Movie was directed by, as all of them have been, John R. Cherry III. And he also shares co-writing credits with Coke Sams and Glenn Pettick, as do all the other Ernest movies. So at least the same creative team is together.
Consistent.
It's consistent. through
That
each and every
tracks,
one.
actually.
Yeah, I'm going to say that. That's good to know going forward.
Movie stars, of course, Jim Varney. And the only other actors you probably know from this movie would be Gaylord Sartain and John Vernon, but there's Victoria Ramasimo, Iron Eyes Cody, Lyle Alzado from the Oakland Raiders is in this movie as well.
Yeah.
But all kinds of, all the kids and everything. I mean, just tons and tons of people
Yeah.
in this movie. Excited to go through that. How does it qualify, though? Oh, I'm so
Because
glad
it's
one of you
trash.
asked.
Oh,
Did
wait
somebody
a minute.
ask?
Wait a minute.
Wait, why does it?
let
why
me-
is it
let me-
bad?
Because it's a bad movie.
Why isn't this on GMR?
Thank you,
wondering.
Stephanie.
There
I'm
you
glad
go.
You asked.
Thank you.
It's not on GMR because this currently sits at a 5.5 on IMDb.
That's the rating thing.
It
isn't it?
Yeah.
seems
Yeah.
high by about like 90%.
Look at
It
that
is
though.
certified fresh on Rotten Tomatoes at 62%. The critics liked it.
Yes.
Ish.
It would not have qualified on the critic score, but the audience score is 51. I'm shocked that the
Wow.
critics liked this more than the audience did.
I'm shocked that anybody liked it.
Critics are older.
That's
The critics are older than the audience. Guaranteed.
I guess.
They're older than the audience that knows how to rate things.
how does that make a difference?
Yeah, you'd think that young
They
people
can't, they
would
can't
like it more.
actually see because they're old.
No, they can't hear. No, they're older.
They thought they were
more
watching Mr.
nostalgic.
Magoo.
They know
Like,
who
whoa.
Jim Varney is.
Who's
again,
Jim Varney? I don't know who that is.
Varney?
Varney.
Oh, Jim Varney. He's in the movie.
Varnish.
Yeah.
He's in this one.
Yeah. People
Bernie
definitely know
didn't
who
show
he
up
is.
that day.
Joe,
actually.
just see yourself out
He's
now.
he's a stunt double. He's Ernest's stunt double, and he never works.
Take
Okay,
it.
no,
Good to see you.
What?
please stick around. All right, I don't want you like the golf cart just wandering around the whole story.
There you go.
Just make
You
sure
mean the best part of the movie?
pass in front of the camera at least 10 times.
Please, and then come in at the last minute to be very useful.
Honestly, that would be hilarious. The entire episode, you see me walk by, every so often, and then come in and deliver
And
my.
then, and then
we
in the
needed
last second,
Bob.
you're on fire.
Yes.
Right? We needed Bob to just
did.
not be introduced, not be anything, just walk through
Yeah.
Yeah. Get
and then
well,
drop
Bob.
some.
That sweet prince. He's probably going to be laid up in bandages for at least another month. So,
Oof.
just every time you bring him up,
Send them flowers.
moment of silence for Bob. All right, that's enough. All right.
He's not dead.
I know, but he's injured.
Yeah, I
and
know
he's
he's been there.
recovering.
Yes.
and he's been out for a while. People are worried. I'm getting messages.
How many?
A lot. It's one guy emailed and said, and
4?
just this one time, get well, Bob.
Oh my
it's
gosh.
just like
Wow.
I know they don't like it. Having to be nice to him. But thank you guys for being here. Let's tell people how they can connect with the show. I don't know why anybody would want to do that.
I don't know
But
why.
you could go to or just send an email to thisshowIstrash@gmail.com and or send us a voicemail 262-757-8567 and we'll get back to you on one of our mailbag segments.
Do you think we'll ever have somebody actually pick up the phone once?
Yeah. Oh, they do.
No, like
answer
on,
the phone?
on our line.
Oof. I don't know. I have it
That's
set.
a hell of
I have it
precedence.
set to go straight to voicemail. So
Maybe one day.
Just leave it
One
open?
day in the future, if we ever do like a live
I
event.
know. We really need to do that.
we
like
should
a
like turn that thing and like
live events
actually,
so people can call in and we can answer.
well, that'd
You know
be
what?
that would be dangerous.
dangerous.
It's probably
When we're doing a
dangerous.
mailbag,
Yeah.
they don't know when we're doing the recording
That's what
for a
I'm saying.
mailbag.
Right,
But if it was on during the time of mailbag and someone just happened to lottery into a ring,
Yeah.
I'm not saying
Beautiful. I love it.
all right.
The worst movie podcast ever recorded.
It really is. See you guys in a minute. All right, let's dive into this thing.
Man, those every time those commercials
I know.
just get to me.
It's a lot.
I love
Takes a
the
lot
second
to do
one,
it.
though.
That's always good.
ED
Adult
medication.
diapers. That's what I was just thinking.
Yeah. I love it.
let's go Blue Chew.
Viagra.
What's our
What can it do for you?
Our demographic, yeah, probably. All right, guys. So the movie actually starts kind of like Ernest Scared Stupid in a flashback way back
Yes.
before, right?
Yeah.
Where it's
Many lifetimes ago.
yes, an Indian brave ritual where young braves would put themselves up on a cross
Yes.
and they would throw a knife,
Yes.
throw an axe or a tomahawk,
Yeah.
Yep.
and fire an arrow.
Yes.
And if all of them, I should say, miss.
Yeah.
So as long as you've got a crappy marksman, you are in for
you
being
are good.
Yeah.
Well, it's easy for them to be crappy. His entire mask covered his whole face and
It's like-
eyes.
I think it's the fact that he's wearing that stupid mask.
yeah, he can't see.
No.
Which I don't know if that's comforting
Right.
as the person that
I would do all three at the same time.
Is that what?
You got a better chance of connecting with something, you know?
You know,
If you were the
pull
thrower.
the arrow
If you're the
with your
thrower.
foot.
Yeah.
You think they'd catch on after a while if the same guy just can't hit it? A lot of people becoming braves.
Well,
you know,
I don't know if this was an actual ritual or if it's just like a primitive carnival.
Like,
That this was like a primitive
I'm
carnival
surprised it wasn't
game.
spinning
Yeah, like you just pay a couple seashells and you chuck spears at people
instead of dunk. Instead of dunk
like-
them, it's stab them.
Yeah, exactly. Or like those little balloons.
Yes.
You know, you have to throw the darts at the
yeah,
balloons.
darts. Yeah.
Pop the
Now
ball
you just
sack.
have like,
have 5 braves on a spinning wheel.
yes, right? chucking tomahawks at them.
Did I make it?
Throwing up, hitting just constantly rotating in their own vomit.
The arrow would not
God.
catch you. Oh gosh, terrible.
If you puke, you're also not brave.
Got
so
it.
So,
keep that in mind.
That's just it, right?
I would have crapped myself. Is that, I'm
That's
still
fair.
brave?
That's a fair reaction.
Okay.
They can't all be braves. You got to start hitting these guys. You literally have the crappiest little runt
This
is a
means
brave.
nothing.
This dude cried when he stubbed his toe the other day. He
Yeah.
can't, he shouldn't make it.
No.
No.
Yeah.
Put that stupid mask on the ground next time, please. But then it cuts, of course, to current day where these grounds are now a campground with the same symbol for the tribe called Camp Kankakee,
Yes.
which is very similar to a town in Illinois that I've been to.
Kankakee.
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 I kept always thinking it was Camp Kankakee, but it's Kankakee. All right, just important. Ernest.
We all know that.
You see him putting the ladder up, and he's fixing the ropes.
I
tightening the
love
ropes, yeah.
safety first. Throws his rope over and ties it to nothing.
Yep.
Tied to the yeah.
I was kind of like, what?
Yeah. Well, you see, is this your first Ernest movie?
Yes.
Oh,
It is. Oh, let's go.
Yes.
I am so sorry that you
John-
are now in for the.
I was supposed to be on Mortal
Next
Kombat,
I was gonna say,
and I got pushed to this.
John
James
Cherry.
said it was an upgrade, but I don't believe
was an
you.
upgrade. John Cherry busted your Ernest Cherry on this movie. Ernest Goes to Camp.
Yep.
Wow.
And it's the first one, so
Yes.
lucky me
Okay, so how much do you know of Jim Varney then?
that he's Ernest.
Oh my God, Jim. We went over it with him,
I know.
and now we got fresh blood.
Yeah, I know.
In
It's
the
just
studio.
awesome.
Oh boy.
Jim Varney is a damn national treasure.
He is a national treasure.
Oh.
Okay.
I'll watch my mouth.
Nope.
There was
There
was a little thing going
Lay
around.
waste. Do your thing.
Yeah, there was a little thing going around on the internet, kind of like a little
Not
what
the
if?
internet.
I know the one internet where what character, not real or not what character,
Yeah.
could lift Thor's hammer,
Yeah.
and Jim Varney with Ernest P. Worrell is at the top of the list, one of the top of the list.
The most pure.
You got
No.
Mr. Rogers,
Steve Irwin.
Steve
100%.
Irwin. Yes,
Steve Irwin,
no,
100%.
100%.
yeah, he's living it too. But I'm saying
He
there's
doesn't know
many
he's
people
doing it,
on
though.
the list.
He's doing it on accident. He's using it as a hammer.
Who, Ernest?
No.
Ernest-
Worrell
Ernest-
accidentally, solos Thanos.
Right. It's like Inspector Gadget. He would fail into beating the guy
Exactly.
by falling over and
Like
Exactly.
anything
That's what
he's
I'm
ever
thinking.
been on TV doing.
Yeah.
He's
He'll
gonna pick
fail
the hammer
into-
up,
into success.
and
Yeah.
he's gonna fall off a cliff.
Yes.
He's gonna be like, whoa!
But then he'll land on Thanos and he'll die and he'll get up and be like, I knew I could do it. Yeah.
You know what I
That's
mean?
what he would do.
You know what I mean?
So, but Ernest was famous before this movie. He would
7-Up guy.
700 different commercials.
Yeah.
Like all kind Mellow Yellow.
We did watch some of those today, actually.
Yeah.
We pulled up YouTube and we put some on. Those are really enjoyable, actually.
He was
fun
like
to
a
watch.
viral character before that term
right.
ever
Yeah,
came around.
and we were kind of like watching some of the bloopers, and he just seems so like genuine.
He's
Oh,
a,
yeah.
he's a real,
He really has been
Yeah.
his whole career. So
just a great dude.
Except for during these movies.
Well,
when
except for
he
here,
sucked.
when he's trying to don't move the ladder by hopping it. I mean, you know what I mean?
Right.
First of all, how important is it to tighten those ropes? Just jam a screwdriver in.
Yeah,
there?
that's like, really? A
No.
screwdriver to, okay.
Just do that.
Okay, this is a job
Like-
needs to get done.
I feel like the physics of hopping a ladder is not.
Well, he was standing on the ground and moving the fake ladder top. I mean, but yeah, no, it was great.
no, he wasn't.
Yeah, so
What are you talking
They
about?
showed him climb up to it.
Yeah, how is that possible?
Don't
You could
shatter
you literally could hear him
my-
climbing up.
That's right.
vision.
All right. Ernest then hops on a golf cart, has a real hard time getting that thing to stop when he pulls up to the bathroom.
have you've driven a golf cart before, right?
Many times.
A 3-wheel tiller cart like that, though?
Never.
The coolest part about a 3-wheel tiller cart like that, a buddy of mine had a Harley Davidson one. Has absolutely nothing to do with its actual story here, but it just happened to be branded. We're driving this thing around, and
Paints
when
the
you
picture.
start to fall out of a tiller style cart, you pull on the handle that makes it steer more in the direction that's going to make you fall out more. It's freaking a riot, dude. These things
understand-
are death machines.
I don't
so
understand
cool.
why they went with a 3-wheel design. Is they were just cheap, or why?
I wasn't in the boardroom at the time, but I have to assume that it's moving parts.
If we only use
simplicity.
3 wheels, you can
we-
save like $500.
Can we get rid of, I don't know, one of the wheels or something that saves some money?
I don't know.
There's gonna
Maybe.
be
Crazy
10
amount of
grand.
maneuverability.
Guys,
What
could
if we only
just-
have 3 wheels?
Yeah.
Like 5. Sold.
Yeah. Could we just charge more for the 4th wheel?
No.
Throw that man out.
You know, if we got rid of another wheel, it's a bike. Right?
I bet you that was like back and forth. Back to motorcycle, sir.
Back to motorcycles.
That's just a car.
He goes in to plunge this toilet in this graffiti-filled bathroom. I've been to camp. I don't remember 4 guys lining up to crap at the same time with no partition
Right.
between any of these toilets.
It's like a military.
I was like, seriously.
Like jail.
I got to tell you too that toilet was deep, son. He had the whole plunger and half his arm in that bad lad.
Something was, I think, a ghoulie was pulling it down.
He turned the
other
corner.
side.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
It's like,
He went around the loop.
Yeah.
I don't think you got to bear down that hard on a plunger to get him to work. I'm pretty sure we've got other problems here.
That's the point of the plunger.
I think he wasn't using the plunger. He was trying to get it back.
Yeah.
Something took it.
I was like, give me it. It's mine now.
Bathroom was a shy pooper's nightmare.
No kidding.
James, you and I would have died in that bathroom.
Never in a million years. I turn
can't.
right around. Nope.
Nope. I'll hold it forever.
Till I go
Hey, you guys
home
got any
from
more
the
peanuts
summer.
and cheese?
It's only 3 months from now. It's only 3 months. We'll be fine.
seriously.
We can do it.
Oh my god.
I'd rather crap in the woods.
All right, the new campers get there off
Women
the
always
bus.
choose the bear instead of the man.
Yeah. What is that? What we're talking about? I missed.
She would rather go in the woods with the bears.
I'd rather crap in the woods.
Right. They
Crap.
always
I don't
choose-
really care about bears.
always
She's
choose
not
the bear.
crapping on the bear.
Yeah.
Or am I?
She'd rather crap with a bear than with another
we'll
guy.
do the 100 men versus a bear thing later. Okay. The campers get a pep talk from the
Poor bear.
from the main camp counselor.
Yeah.
Okay. We're gonna have a great summer here at Camp Kikiki.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's selling
This
it.
is what I've been doing for the last 55 years of my life. I got nothing else going on.
100%. He's done this a million times.
Yes.
Yep.
And we meet Nurse St. Cloud, who is walking down the pier, and we see Ernest with his little floaties on building a lifeguard tower.
Yes.
Or
Yeah. Getting these angles right.
the angles,
Yep.
right?
Which is already built.
Because it is
Right.
in very, very important job, right? Everything he does is
Everything.
very, very important. But she's just there. It's a chance to show a couple things plot wise that Ernest knows the Kikiki sign language for the tribe,
Right.
Right. And he says, "Where is the red Shays Lounge?" I don't know if they had a sign for Shays Lounge, but she's really just there to make sure he's got his shots.
Yes.
Right.
Which I
Is he like is he a dog? Ernest, have you gotten your rabies shot and your dewormer?
I don't. People get shots, don't they, when they work at a camp? You got these
No.
all disease-riddled little bastards.
Are they
running
in
around all the
Africa?
time.
I was gonna say.
Dude, you swim in that lake, you're gonna get E. coli. Okay, that's all I'm saying. You're gonna get a knock.
You're gonna get it from the toilet.
I have. Oh, that's.
Well, that's in the lake.
that.
It's like Ernest,
I agree.
yeah, you plunge way too many toilets. You need your shot.
Get this man his shots. He sits down in the office to get his shot, and he's acting real
Oh my
tough.
God.
That wasn't a needle.
That was a.
That was a horse tranquilizer.
That was for
Marinator.
brining your
Yeah.
freaking turkeys and
Yeah,
stuff
that's a-
like that. You know.
marinade needle.
He's like, is that the smallest needle you got? It's like a 10 gauge.
I love how he does. He's a real man can take it, and I'm a real man. Right? Nails for knuckles.
And
A man who's never tasted quiche. Is that your smallest needle? Like just the switch.
Santa Maria.
What did he confessed to taking the Limburg baby?
Yeah.
Right. And then he was a hidden Nazi. He was a dark turn. He's like, I am
Yeah.
Joseph Mengele,
Yeah.
which was the main guard at Auschwitz that they couldn't find in Argentina
Right.
for like his whole
my
life.
gosh.
I'm like, bro,
that that's a heavy.
that's a heavy
It was.
Yeah.
It
reference.
was.
A heavy,
Heavy
reference.
reference.
Nobody got that back then.
No, I didn't know. I
of the kids
Googled it
got it.
today.
Yeah.
I was like, you know what? I've watched this movie since I was a little kid. Who the hell is Joseph Mengele?
That's dark. It's
And
dark,
I was like,
bro.
oh, you okay.
Yeah. He really wants out of this. Yeah. That torture technique works.
Jeez Louise.
Going right,
Noted.
right to the barbecue chicken part.
And apparently, if you've ever tasted quiche, you're not a real man.
Obviously
according
not.
to-
Well, love me some
Nobody.
quiche, bro.
So,
Nobody.
all right. All the counselors have a meeting in the main office to talk about how the State Institute for Boys is having this special program where they let some of their detainees come to summer
The
camp.
worst ever.
The worst of the worst.
Sure.
Come to camp for the summer. It's called the Second Chance Program, right?
Yeah.
Last chance for
Not really a second chance. I mean, because they're going to send their asses back to the slammer. I think.
Exactly.
Right.
when
like,
it's over.
Summer ends. Are they just going to stay there forever?
Right. It's not like, well, if they do good at camp, then they get out. That's a second
No,
chance.
no.
Right?
I mean, I would break some laws if I got to go to camp for the summer.
that was the
Well,
Instead
you
of
don't
juvie?
have to. You can just go to camp. You don't have to
They
break
don't
any
have
laws.
they don't have adult
well,
summer camps.
Well,
Okay.
I mean, my
He's
parents
saying-
couldn't
oh,
afford
so
it.
he means like now?
Yes.
Okay. You want to go to adult camp?
Adult summer camp?
Whoa.
That's what you're saying. You
They
want
have
to go to
that.
summer camp.
They have
have-
that in Vegas.
They have
Do they
pol-
have
they
those
have
now?
polls there too, Joe. You know. So
For-
in the toilet plungers.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
They
Do
need,
they have
they
stalls?
need qualified people.
Do they have stalls?
No, I guess they
Doubtful.
don't.
Sign me up.
Oh.
It's all one big room.
He only likes it if you're pooping next to somebody.
I like to hold hands.
Sometimes you really got to bear down with
it's
somebody.
scary.
Yeah. Hold my hand.
Just
Hold my
breathe,
hand,
Joe.
Bob.
We're gonna
Breathe.
get through this together.
Ready?
Hold my leg.
Somebody's given birth before.
Oh, my leg.
Hold it straight out.
Yeah. Wrong angle. I'm getting cramped.
It's
Need more
vibrating.
elevation.
Knees to chest. Knees to chest.
All right. So
All right.
Ernest is changing a window while all these counselors are talking about the second chancers. And of course, he ends up eating the window when they tell him to go get the bus to go
Sure.
pick up the second chancers. And how he stays employed. Every movie, it's the same running gag. How does he ever stay employed anywhere? He
And it's
destroys.
just constant. It's
everything.
just one thing after another after another. It's like you can't keep up. And it's like eventually you start guessing what it's
What's
gonna be.
What's gonna
Yeah.
murder
Like,
him?
oh, that's gonna hit him in the face now because it's just so like obvious. Just one.
You
thing
hate
after-
joy? Is that the problem? Like,
Wow.
She hates all things that are
I
good.
hate all things that make you happy. Okay.
Yeah, I noticed that.
I just like being miserable.
I will agree that this first Ernest movie, they didn't quite get the magic really together. I think until the second movie, because they basically did treat him like absolute garbage.
yeah.
He was
Right.
more of a simpleton.
Yeah, he wasn't
like a
beloved.
real idiot simpleton, rather than just kind of a
Like a goofy guy. Yeah.
that had a heart of gold and kind of was very clumsy, but ultimately things worked out for him. You know,
Right.
I would say he still had a heart of gold.
Oh yeah, he had a heart, but he was like everybody
Everyone
hated
him, for sure.
except for the nurse,
Counselor lady, yeah.
yeah,
Right.
and
Yeah,
then
the
the
nurse.
chief. But even
Usually in
then-
the other
And the
movies,
chief just, couldn't understand him, so he didn't know.
in the other movies, it's usually the adults that hate him and the kids that love him. But here, everybody.
I think those are just some really douchebag kids. I'm with Bob on this one.
Yeah.
Hard.
All right, so
kids.
we get to the institution and we see the lineup of the boys here in their incredible. This is
80s
80s
garb.
Yes,
I
we
mean-
got three of them have sunglasses on. We got the blazer with no shirt,
Crop top.
the crop tops, the
Crop
tie,
tops are making a
the
comeback. I'm
tie on the
telling you.
t-shirt.
they
kid.
all could have been in the Wizard.
I just want. Did they all go to jail for dressing
You're like,
cooler than
the-
everybody else?
These are the worst of the worst.
Look
Are
at-
they?
look at
Why
the
would you
way
pick
they
them
they?
for the? Why would you pick those
I should
kids? Though?
I should have known the crop top should have given it away and his Audi belly button. It's a weapon.
But then out comes Moose, and you're like, okay, he's clearly the most dangerous. You poke an eye out. That's probably why he's in there.
Probably
Yeah,
why.
exactly.
He killed a man.
He
With
killed
his belly
with his
button.
belly button.
Oof.
If he got it pierced, that would
I don't
be
want to think about it.
he could rule the world.
That was Moose that did that.
Like a Prince Albert on his belly button.
Yeah.
What the? Absolute hell.
The kid, who's the kid with the switchblade? Crutchfield.
I don't know.
Crutchfield.
Yeah.
Kid whose
okay.
name wasn't important enough for
Yeah,
me to
The
remember.
jean with the sleeveless jean jacket on.
Yeah. I don't know. I can try to look him up.
No, it's fine. That's the kid that ended up growing up and being the voice of Robin in Teen Titans Go.
Really?
Yes.
So they did have something.
Some of them did some things. Not all of them, but some of them did some things.
Well,
after
that's
that.
good for them.
Good for
Absolutely.
them. Good for you.
Ernest pulls up and the security guard, she's like, I don't know, you're going to have a rough summer. He's like, I never met a bad kid, right?
She's like, well, let me introduce you to someone.
That's right.
Like, that's a good line.
And we get through the whole thing. And the kid, Crutchfield, had stolen Ernest's wallet and he hadn't come anywhere near them yet.
Right.
Right?
He's a magician.
That's what I'm saying.
He's that good.
He's that good.
He's that good.
We got-
that he's David Blaine.
The Einstein of the group, the chunky kid who we never really see being smart ever in the
Ever.
entire movie.
No.
Vargas. I'm trying to think of all of them, right? And then Moose comes out at the end.
Yep. Mustafa.
And he is carrying everybody's stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, what did this kid do
Right.
to get into juvie?
At like 5.
He's like an 8-year-old,
Yeah.
maybe.
It's like,
Yeah.
right.
Right?
Maybe 8.
He was.
More
he
likely
was. He
7.
was.
He had to have murdered somebody.
I don't know about murdered, but he definitely didn't want to do anything. I think the kid was a nice kid, but he just wanted to fit in. So he probably
Went
some of the
along
other
with
He was
kids
probably-
said, "Do this," and he's
looked
like,
out.
"Okay, I'll do
They
it."
like taped heroin to him and they were like,
He was a mule.
yeah, it was a mule.
Oh, he's good at carrying stuff.
Stephanie.
But they
He's
only
good at carrying
He's
stuff.
in juvie.
Yes.
What do you want from me? They taped
only
it to him and they sent him
they
along.
only taped it to him.
yeah.
Well, you know.
Lord. I mean,
Steph,
I'm
come on.
thinking. I'm thinking he like stole some TVs or VCRs.
No, Steph's like,
And
it had
no,
to have been-
He's a
No, it was
drug mule.
Definitely a drug mule.
For him to
my-
be in jail at this age,
Yeah,
it was
He's the
something
only
bad.
way.
He,
He's a drug
he
mule.
killed his
He had a
mother
lot of
and
heroin
wore her
on him
around.
and in him.
What?
It's like his bum's all full of heroin. He's
I
a
know, I
mule.
said he murdered his mother and wore her around
Yeah.
at school.
Yeah.
That's not good.
I don't know. It had to have been something horrible.
It's a huge bitch.
That's right. They were like, that's
I
not
feel
one of the
like-
teachers.
I feel like that's so much worse than
It's like
mine.
in the Muppets when they'd be inside a big jacket, you know?
Oh my
with
god.
somebody. And it was just his
Wearing
head
his-
sticking
yeah.
That
out.
is
wearing her
so much
face
worse
on
than a
cr-
drug mule.
He had to have done something
He
to
was
get
wearing
in there.
his mom's skin suit.
Yes.
That's so much worse.
Again,
Y'all are looking at me like I'm crazy.
I
That
just
was
wanna say-
it was over the line, Steph.
I just want to say, I think he stole some VCRs. Okay,
I think you're all trying to get
we
us
got
canceled.
some heroin here, heroin mule,
Heron.
mule, heroin.
and then a,
It's
and then
heroin.
a
Bird
mom's
mule?
skin
That's
suit.
right.
Mom's skin.
He was
suit?
smuggling birds.
There was heroin in the VCRs.
Yeah,
Oh,
That's what it
got
was.
it.
Okay. So
whatever.
just so you know, it had to be.
All right, cool. They're all like,
There's heroin in his mom.
they get back, they get on the bus. She was the drug mule.
she.
And he just
he
got
skinned her, made her into a suitcase which held the heroin,
Now
And
we're getting there.
VCRs.
Now we're getting there.
and then
There's plenty of room in here.
That's right.
Go ahead.
He's like,
Stuff her
and when the
full.
cop stopped, he's like, "This is my lunch. I don't know what you mean. This is my mom gave me this literally for lunch." Okay.
So, anyway,
Anyway, they get on the bus and drive over to the
Kid.
camp, and Ernest, bless his heart, plays a guessing game with them.
Yeah.
and he literally plays it for real. Like they cover his eyes, like guess who, and he honestly tries to figure it out. Right, and not like, hey, don't cover my eyes. I'm in the middle of driving this bus.
right.
this is
like,
where
oh,
they
let me
make
see.
him kind of like a simpleton.
Well, now don't tell me. Now don't tell me. I really want to get this.
yeah.
And at the end, he guesses it's Crutchfield, and he's like, Crutchfeld, whatever his name is. People are going to
Yep.
hammer me for that.
That's okay.
And that's
Good.
funny enough. But
can't
what
say
actually
hero.
was really funny to me about the scene is after he lets go, he's like, I knew it was Crutchfield all along. And
Yeah.
he turns back around because he wants to like joke and interact with them. And,
Yeah, and be accepted.
just leaves the steering wheel
Yeah.
behind, right? So
But he somehow they make it to camp.
they do. They made it.
I mean,
it's
like,
on one road all the
It's
way.
literally one road to the jail and back. That's
Yep.
why they picked that camp. They're like, well, it's the one place this road
It's
goes
downhill
to. So it's
We can see it from here.
and he like I mean he barely hits the bus in front of him. Like they basically made it
Right.
unharmed.
And he falls out, and the counselors, the head of the camp's like, I'm so disappointed in you, Ernest. How can you ever expect to be a counselor? Right?
Is they really make being a counselor like to be like the
Ernest.
pinnacle
Ernest
He's like
makes
a-
it the pinnacle.
Pinnacle
He does specifically.
of life?
I'm gonna run this camp.
They gave the teenage kids whose parents don't want them back when they're too old for camp be counselors, right? Isn't that?
Is that what it is?
it's like when you see all the teenage counselors, that's the kids whose parents didn't want them back for the summer later. Like, you know what? Go back to camp.
just
You
stay
get a
there.
job.
You just stay there.
Well, that reminds me. At one point, the kids from the jail, the guy says like, "You better behave, or you're going to be sent back to jail where no one loves you or cares about you."
Yes.
And I was like, "Oh my god!"
It's well,
Like,
Sick
that's
burn.
so harsh. Yeah, sick burn.
Somebody
bro.
loves you in jail.
somebody. Well, okay.
What? They're
children.
They're children.
Okay.
I mean, to be fair, when they say line up, they do
I mean,
turn around and put their hands on the wall and stick their asses out.
Moose was tried as an adult, but they are children.
They do.
Okay.
Oh, it's so uncomfortable. Just cut that out.
We're just gonna. No, we're not. Absolutely not.
Nuh-uh.
Let's talk
Great.
about it.
You're gonna dig your
Let's
grave.
not talk about
Dig
it.
your grave.
The way that they. You're right. They.
Let's just dive right in.
So
Yeah.
Stennis, Counselor Stennis gets. We're gonna do this the Stennis way, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Counselor Stennis gets assigned to these kids that need a little bit of discipline, and he takes them to this dump of a cabin. Which Ernest, when he picked him up, said, "I got the whole place all fixed up for you," right? But then,
Right.
either just trashed this, or Ernest was lying to them. But they put them in this dump of
Or
a cabin.
Ernest had something else,
All
That's
fixed
not when
up.
they took him.
and that's
That's
not
where
when
they took him, right.
Yeah.
So the kids head over to the mess hall for some lunch. And this is where we meet Gaylord Sartain's character, the chef. I don't know what he goes by. Every other movie he's named Chuck, but not in this movie. And I can't remember what his name is. And Eddie, the two chefs,
Yep.
quotations, at
Oh my God.
I want the
camp.
machine.
And he says,
Yes.
he goes, what is this stuff? And I wrote this down. It was sugar puffs with gravy casserole with a sousa of bologna walnut fudge in a pork marinade.
Pork marinade.
Bologna walnut fudge.
Yes.
Yep.
I would try it.
You know,
I know.
I don't think I'm going to like it, though.
I'll try anything once. Don't knock it till you try it.
Whoa.
Cream puffs
Oh, it's a couple
with,
things.
with
Why do we have to
gravy.
always go there?
What? Like, I just do not eat fish. I don't know why. I won't eat that.
And then one kid goes, well, I knew a kid that, this comes from the kid that ate 2 pounds of modeling clay. And then the chefs are like, modeling clay.
Yes.
That's
The
it.
secret.
That's the secret ingredient to eggs erroneous. The infamous eggs erroneous.
Diffuse the protons like bouillon.
Eggs erroneous.
He's like, of course it will. Get back to work. Right? So they're mad scientists more than they are chefs at camp. Okay.
Yes.
And their grand pursuit, and throughout the whole movie, like, this takes us one step closer to the elusive eggs erroneous.
Eggs erroneous.
This is what they're trying to
Eggs
perfect.
erroneous.
Okay.
One more time.
Eggs erroneous.
That's right.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
They get out there, and there's these two douchebags through the entire movie. These two blonde douchebags.
The good kids.
They're supposed to be the good
From the good kids group.
Yeah.
and they trip Moose coming out of the line.
Right.
Right? And he's like, oh, somebody falls down and go boom. And these, like, they're kids in prison. You don't think they're going to come over here and fight you, like,
Right.
immediately.
Or even if they weren't kids in prison.
Right. Either
Or
way.
fight you.
But, like, you had to know what was going to happen here, right?
You tripped my little buddy Joe. I'm
Right.
coming in hard.
Oh, well, it's just an
Thanks,
accident.
Clint.
He dumps his lunch on the kid. And they have freaking tray wars. They're fighting with
Yeah.
trays like they're lightsabers. Do you notice
Yeah,
that?
they all just pick them up and they're just like, douche, douche,
Against the
douche,
trays,
douche.
but never in the person's face.
No.
Right.
No, they're just
You gotta
flashing
go.
trays
You gotta
together.
go at them like a garbage can lid. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like start hammering people like their chairs.
Yeah.
Right.
The garbage can lid's a shield.
Also, every camp I've ever been at with students, there's 9 adults in the room while lunch is happening. There's not a single. Ernest has to run in from outside, and he's the only adult.
Yeah.
And he breaks up the fight, and then they start beating the piss out of him.
Yes.
With the trays.
And that
Everything
makes
is
sense.
fine.
Yeah.
Right? They like have a common enemy. They join forces once.
Right.
Once Ernest.
I
gets
mean,
in.
I was with the kids. I was like, give me a tray. Ernest is going down.
The one tray folds across his face to the point where he can't breathe.
Imprints,
Like, he would have-
imprints his face into it.
That tray would have had to been like molten. Like for it to mold to his face like that.
It's the heat
It's
that
the
comes
heat.
off Jim
Heat.
Varney's face.
Oil.
Yeah.
That's a classic Looney Tunes gag.
100%.
Yes.
And then let's get a cast iron pan to knock him out of the tray.
What I'm trying to say is Harry and Marv from Home Alone got nothing on Ernest. There's so many
Oh, totally.
injuries that would have murdered Ernest that he's
Right.
survived compared to those
And
two.
that's always the funny thing when you're watching movies like this. Because like, he would have died. Yep, he would have died.
Right.
Well,
He
it's
would-
what made
they
it
would've
enjoyable
died.
for me is how many times he would have died.
Yeah.
If this was reality, he would have fell off the ladder. End.
Right.
That was it.
The end.
When
the end.
Credits.
When he hits the Coke machine and then that falls on top of him.
Oh
Dead.
my
Dead.
gosh. Dead.
People literally die that way.
From vending machines
They
falling on him.
literally die that way.
Yes.
They'll be trying to get their drink, and then they're pissed off that it doesn't come out. They're like, "Ugh," and they shake it, and
There
then the
are
thing
statistics.
falls on them and kills
Yes.
them.
You can find online for
It's like more vending machines kill people than sharks.
Yes, like 18 people died from cows this last year, as opposed to like 2 shark attacks.
Dude,
like so, it's just
Let's not talk about cows.
cows kill more people than
Cows
sharks.
are scary as hell.
Television's falling on people. Like 250
No.
people a year die from TVs falling on them.
I kind of want to talk about cows now.
No.
Okay.
Scares Jim.
All people spend most of their time on land. Well,
That's-
most people spend most of their time on land where cows are.
That's my thought too.
If we all spent our time in the ocean, we would probably have more shark attacks.
We would
than
be
cow
mermaids.
attacks, Yeah.
But we're more
Actually.
likely to get killed by a cow than a shark.
Currently, yes.
I think we would drown before we get attacked by sharks.
Well, we don't have to go deep into the ocean.
No, we would adapt. We would evolve, and we would become mermaids.
How long do you think it would
I'd
take?
be a
to-
merman.
Few
Yeah.
weeks.
Merman.
Few weeks.
Thank
Just-
you.
Or merman.
Thank
Sorry.
you. No misgender.
Not trying to exclude.
Okay, thank you.
Mer people.
Maybe a mer carpenter. I'm not cleaning nothing.
A mer chef.
Okay. The boys are digging a ditch,
Murder.
and I just bring up this
That'd be
nothing
Ernest.
scene. that we don't even really need to talk about because
Let's bring it up though.
the
'cause that's-
lamest, the most uncoolest thing that ever happened on screen where two people thought they were being insanely cool and couldn't have been lamer.
An
is
Ernest
when these
movie?
Two douchebags walk up and go, "Hey guys, life's a ditch. Dig it."
Oh
and then
my
the
gosh.
backwards whip around low five as they walked away. And I was like, that was the lamest I've ever seen in my life.
I'm cringing so hard, my face hurts.
Right? Oh, I hope they watch that back every year for the rest of their lives. and just-
I hope their grandchildren play that every Thanksgiving.
At their wedding.
Yeah.
Somebody put that
At
up
their funeral.
at their wedding, and the dad of the bride refused to pay for the wedding.
Yeah.
Ernest goes into the kitchen because he thought something was burning, and instead they've got the 17 spices smuggled into the country by Tibetan monks.
Yes.
It's eggs.
17 spices.
Yeah.
Smuggled in by Tibetan monks.
Ew. Try it.
He was like,
Ernest. He's like, no.
I can't eat on an empty stomach.
Yeah.
And then
a
instead
tiger
of
hunts.
leaving,
A hungry lion hunts best.
Yeah, hungry tiger like
Right.
hunts
He's
best. Yeah.
as big a fan as I am with Tibetan cooking. A hungry lion hunts best. You know what I mean?
you know what I mean? You know what I mean?
He's like, try some. No.
No. And just walk
ahead.
away.
Okay.
No.
Walk away, Ernest. Walk away. No, but I'm just going to stand here and wait
Well-
for you to shove it in my mouth.
Well, okay. I don't want to get weird, but I'm going to.
Oh, I know what you're going to talk about.
He there's a point where he grabs, the other chef grabs Ernest. So he fish hooks him, right? And then you hear and I for the longest time I thought that he
He
fish
does!
fish hooks on the other side.
Double fish hooks.
Yeah. It just holds him there
I wrote
like
it
a
down.
prize
I mean-
salmon, It just
I'm serious. I wrote it down because when he goes, it's time for a plane to go in the hangar, and Eddie swoops in, his hand is below frame.
It's
so you can't
low.
say anything, but all of a sudden, you don't see what Ernest suddenly goes, ah! Like this, and then his other hand, he hooks into it. So
Yeah.
what did he do to make him open his mouth? You never see.
yeah.
It all happened.
No.
It had to be below his waist because the camera was there.
There's something
Yeah.
very wrong with this camp.
I think Eddie fish hooked him
I kind of want to go.
Yeah.
right into his anus.
Yes.
This camp worries me. I think we need to call the authorities.
I think so too.
Okay, we're gonna reenact this. Clint, come
Yeah,
over here.
absolutely.
So we're gonna,
Did you say two fingers?
yes. Yeah. Wait, no. You're
Minimum.
Ernest.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh
You're
God.
Ernest.
Clint,
You better make it 3
You're
then.
about to die. You're gonna get 3 of Joe's
I
fingers.
just need one. Buddy. I just need one of mine.
And when he goes in, you start to say, "Hey," which as a kid was my favorite thing
Oh my
in the
gosh.
entire movie. Was anytime he went, "Ew," which he does here for the eggs erroneous, and he's got his mouth where he's like, "What is that, a rabbit?" And a rabbit, a big fat rabbit with all its shots.
All its shots.
That's what we need. And they're totally distracted as he runs out there.
And then the food shoots.
It does.
from,
Yeah.
the front of the truck somehow. I don't.
Yeah.
Again, physics
He
of that.
Puked it hard. Okay.
Yeah, it ricocheted off the ground and exploded into the air.
I like when he was going down trying to find a place to throw up, and the main camp counselor walks by.
Yeah.
It gets all prim and proper for a minute, like there's nothing wrong, and
That's right. And then all the boys show up to swimming in jorts.
oh jeez,
Yeah,
All of them.
you don't
All of
get
'em.
you don't get swimming trunks in jail.
I guess not.
nope.
But you get jorts issued at the door apparently because they all had them.
They made those.
Yeah.
They just cut them off.
That's what I'm saying.
Cut off jeans.
You're going to learn to swim the Stennis way.
Yeah, I'm just gonna throw
Yeah.
you in. I'm the worst lifeguard that ever lived.
Right. And you've
old
been one, so,
Yeah.
is that,
I wouldn't throw a child into the pool.
that has confessed to you that he doesn't know how to swim?
Yes.
Well, here's how you learn, kid.
Learn the Stephanie way. Poof, just kick him right in.
Didn't John Wayne do
Look
that?
at him drowning.
Look at him drowning.
Yes, John Wayne did chuck a
Stupid kid.
Chuck a kid.
Yes, they did. Well, I think it's a good way to teach a kid when they're small to just chuck them in the pool.
Sure,
But,
Well,
I
you're not going to be able to talk him in.
Yeah, that 2-day-old baby is not going to listen to you. Just throw him in.
Go ahead.
Ernest saves Moose, of course, because he's the best guy ever.
Yeah.
And then they all dump Stennis, who's sitting up on the lifeguard chair, and somehow he breaks his
Yeah,
leg.
he's like, oh, my leg.
just falling 10 feet into the water.
Yeah,
maybe
like-
his leg got caught up in
The wrong angled
Yeah,
thing that
sure.
Ernest.
But again,
and then
he's
snapped it.
screaming like his leg is broken in half, and they're all just like, ha ha ha, and they just walk away. And you're like, he might be.
Looks like you're going to need a
Drowning.
cast the Stennis way.
Yeah, the Stennis way. That broken tibia.
We're all wanted for murder now.
Yeah.
That's right.
No, that's later.
As he,
Okay.
did we ever see Stennis again? Did he actually get out of the water? Because they just cussed him going, we need another counselor.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, I'm pretty sure he died.
Did he die?
He's
I
dead.
don't know.
I hope so.
I think they're dead. I think
Yeah,
he's
he
dead.
had such a punchable face.
He really did.
He ends up turning to Jason.
Well, guess who they end up getting to be their new counselor?
The
Ernest.
Oh,
Ernest.
Ernest.
That's
Oh my
yeah,
God.
wait.
A minute.
And I was
what a perfect person to have.
so proud of him because the next it cuts right to him being so serious with a giant backpack full of stuff. And he's
Yeah.
like, we're gonna go and find real nature, right? And just like I just sat there going, I don't care what these kids think. Having Ernest as your counselor
Right.
for a whole summer would be the best
Yeah.
freaking summer.
I
of
would
all
love having Ernest
time.
as my camp counselor.
Yes.
Like, that would have been so exciting.
Yes.
Never a dull moment. Never.
And these kids are all like, "Ooh, this guy sucks." I'm like, bro, you don't even know how.
You have
good-
no
yeah.
idea. I love it when he's like showing him how to sharpen a knife.
Yes.
Because the guy's got got a switchblade. He's like, let me sharpen this knife. First,
Right.
you need to wet the stone. That's the hard part. That's the hard part. Then he's like, then you hold the blade at a perfect 45-degree angle.
Right.
And you draw the knife down into the flesh of the hand.
There you go. Sharp as a sharp as a razor. Is that a
His
rabbit?
hand
over
up. Oh,
And
man.
then it's just one thing after
Classic.
another. And here we have a family of badgers. Never do this to a badger.
My favorite part of the whole movie, absolutely favorite part of the whole movie is this. He goes, well, you can tell they're babies because they're smaller.
That's right. But just like the other ones, only small.
Only smaller. That's what it was. Thank you, James, for helping me out there. But yes, that's my favorite.
Right.
Only
He's trying
smaller.
to teach them never to mess with a family of badgers. Don't
Right.
ever do that.
I mean, that's fair.
The Porky Pig.
Yeah.
That's fair.
They hate
I mean,
that crap.
he did teach me to not mess with a family
Are
of
you
badgers.
ever going to go up to a family of badgers and go,
Yes, 100%. I will try.
I wanted to try it.
I'm curious.
I want to try it.
I'm not gonna lie, probably.
well, perfect.
I
Ernest
probably
tried to
never would
save you
have
from that.
before.
We're all going to the zoo after this, guys. We're going to try it out. Just leaps out.
Oh my God, that'd be
Ernest was
amazing.
right.
He was right all along.
This guy, Ernest, as they're walking through the forest, like, you're going to get us lost, man. We were lost for weeks in Nam. And I was like,
Yes.
bull crap, Ernest fought in Nam.
Oh, you know he did.
I don't know what's true and what's not with him.
I think he did. I think he did fight in Nam.
I'm pretty sure his
100%.
brain like melted into what it is now.
Yeah.
He was a normal
Like he was
person
a super
before the Agent
serious,
Orange?
Yeah.
super
Agent
serious
Orange, yeah.
soldier.
Some
Like-
men try, some men die.
I think he was like Greenberg. I think he was like Mr. Rogers. Like he was like some Green Beret sniper
I think if he was
snapped.
there, though,
He was a total badass.
he would have snapped into his own personal nom and been able to finish up dude at the end a little bit better.
That's true.
Or unless he took a vow of not
Yep.
fightiness.
Yeah.
Maybe
What's
he
that
was
called?
like the horse guy or whatever.
Pacifism?
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
the one. Not fighting.
He became a monk. You know,
Sure.
It's like, violence is not the answer.
We finally cut over to the quarry so we can meet our adversary for this movie.
best part of the movie.
And when the quarry's exploding,
Yeah. I love watching explosions, but
Yes.
Crater. The name
Yeah.
Crater for a company that just
I
blows
know.
big holes in the planet. That's the best joke
Yes.
in the whole movie.
the lawyer walks into the office to go see Sherman, the main guy, Sherman Crater.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I laughed so hard at this. They got this team of scientists with this giant model that they built on a table of the quarry and then Camp Kankakee. And the only reason they built this whole model was so they could
Destroy
reveal it dramatically where the freaking deposit was.
Yeah. It's all over here.
And they just rake across the thing.
Yep.
What a great expense that was when they could have just
Right.
told him where it was.
And thank God we had this green sand available to make this model.
You
Wanted
could
to
have
make
had a
this as-
napkin and a crayon and conveyed that
It wouldn't have been as
information.
effective.
We wanted to
Would
be.
it have been as effective if he just scratched out Camp Kankakee
Yep.
on a napkin as
No.
opposed to dragging a window squeegee through it?
I don't know.
So we wanted to be very dramatic at incredible cost. And this is the only job that we have. And we build models and we analyze where the stuff is.
The scientists weren't even scientists. They were just model builders.
But they had white coats on.
model builders have white coats sometimes.
The lawyer goes into Sherman's office and he's like, "We should fire those guys. They waste. You should see how much
Yeah.
money they wasted on a whole ass model.
This model
Of the
isn't
camp.
even to scale.
It's not even to scale.
What's wrong with them?
It's ridiculous."
Pardon the crudity of my model. It's not the scale.
Yeah, that's the scale.
By the way, that lawyer's comb over is remarkable. Oof. Remarkable. Anyway, Sherman's being the typical bad guy. I want results, damn it. And they won't sign over the old guy. We couldn't find him. He might as well be on Mars. He lives in another world. He won't sign anything over. And Sherman goes, "You get your tight little lawyer butt back over to that camera." I was like, "Excuse me?"
How do you know his butt's so tight?
So now, and what kind of tight are we talking about?
What a weird way to phrase that, Sherman. Seems like there's more to this story.
It's weird.
He doesn't like to cough up money and pay the check, or the other one.
I don't know. Let's fish hook and find out.
Okie dokie. Meanwhile, Ernest is still teaching them how to do things like building a fire on his thigh.
Yeah.
You can start a
Yeah.
fire this way, but is it painful?
I really I was surprised that his thigh didn't burst into flames.
Oh, it smoked up. Yeah, it was right there.
It smoked up, but I was really anticipating it being like,
Why, James? Why do we laugh at these things?
And that's been the question I've been asking.
It's so damn funny. This little
Hilarious.
little
It's
quirk
his
that he
sincerity,
does.
I think.
I don't know what it is.
I mean, he just goes 150%.
Yes.
Man.
150%.
Like he really is trying to show them how to start a fire.
Yeah.
Right? I think
And in his
the
mind, he's like,
honesty,
this is
too.
right.
right.
This is how you do it.
the honesty behind it too. God,
Absolutely.
Clint, you suck. You suck so bad for not liking this movie.
Right.
This movie sucks so bad for not being likable.
Oh gosh.
I'm gonna get stabbed by the end of this movie. I swear.
After he gets attacked by the family of badgers,
Stop looking at the knife.
they're like,
I'm trying to open it with my mind power.
Ernest, it's time for us to practice first aid because he hurt himself with the badger.
First aid.
First aid time.
Hey, let's
Yay.
mummy you up, buddy.
So they wrap him in gauze and bandages from head to toe.
Yeah.
And he says he's very complimentary. It's great field dressing, boys. Or it's more like, great field dressing, boys. But I can't breathe.
Can't
We'll
breathe.
get
We got to unwrap him real
Get
quick.
you out of here in a jiffy,
And
man.
then suddenly they're just by the bus.
Yeah.
They're back at camp by the
Like,
bus,
I
and
know
they have
you're-
the keys.
I know you're hurt, but we have to do this by the bus. Can we
Yeah.
walk up 2
This is
miles
way much better.
to get back
Yeah.
over here? They
one
carried
of the
him.
because we have a plan.
And one of the kids knows how to drive a bus.
Right.
Well, of course, he was in jail from bus wrangling.
Plus that.
Bus theft.
But not only that, it worked because Ernest was fine after that. His badger injury was totally healed.
He spun around in circles, something fierce
That's what I'm saying, dude.
from the neck.
From the neck.
Wouldn't you just get dragged? I don't know if you would just
From
spin
the
in
neck.
a perfect circle.
Yeah.
He'd have to be.
Pirouette.
He'd have to be standing on something that spins.
Turntable of sorts.
We got
Yeah.
the old record player from the old man
Yeah. Now, Ernest, go ahead, stand on up here.
right on this.
This is for the rotisserie chicken, but I think
right.
this will
Yeah,
work.
We have a plan.
Oh my gosh.
Hold still.
The lawyer comes back to negotiate with the guy, and this time Nurse St. Cloud is with the old man, and he's speaking to he's like 5%, Chief, right? You get 5% of all the parite or whatever the hell.
I'm
Purite,
Indian. I'm not deaf.
right?
This could be $1 million.
Yeah. And one of the weirdest things that's never struck me about this interaction is the nurse speaks to him in English using sign language.
Right.
And then
He says, "You will be very rich, grandfather."
Yeah.
And then he answers in his native language.
and she understands it, so obviously she can speak the language.
Right.
And then she just turns to him and she's like, "No, not gonna happen." Like, why don't you just talk to him in the language? I don't understand.
Bad comb over, make big show about money.
Make you very rich, very rich.
White Coast scientists make big model and rake
Bad for camp.
bad for camp.
We
Steel
destroy. Kick a key.
And then he's just like, and she's like, yes, I understand. Like, what?
Do you? What if he was just like,
that was
I
very
really need to
insensitive,
go to the
James.
bathroom and no
Yeah.
one's taken me in days?
Yeah.
What if that's all he said?
I want the sweet release of death is all he's saying.
I'm not from here. Who are you people? I don't recognize
I
you
never
at all.
asked for this.
You don't understand. These are ancient ceremonial grounds, right?
You moved the gravestones, but not the bodies, didn't you?
I was thinking. All right, back to the chefs. They have built the liver loaf lunch arranger. Okay, this thing looks awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, as a kid, one of my favorite scenes.
These two,
I know.
they were like the saving grace of this movie, in my opinion. Like they were so funny. I loved everything.
Everything
they did.
Gaylord Sartain is in, he's phenomenal.
He's hilarious.
I'm just wish he stopped acting in 2005. He just retired. He's like, I don't want to do it anymore. He's still alive. He's about to turn 80.
Wow.
As big as he is, I was shocked by that.
Good
But
for
he's
him.
still kicking around.
Yeah.
Yeah, so good for him. But
Chicken.
every time he's in, lobster bisque, right? No, not me. No, you're going in
You
too.
too? Yep.
Right? Fires it at Eddie, that poor actor. Imagine you have to stand there and food's just going to get launched at you.
I would have loved that part. I'd have been like, let's go. Give me some fettuccine Alfredo.
That's what I'm talking
Heavy on the Alfredo.
Alfredo.
Chicken pot pie.
Chicken.
Here it comes, Eddie. Pop, rapid fire. Like he is a madman in this scene. If you hear, when he's off screen, you hear him cackling.
Clint.
I wish that the pot would have fired out the other side of that thing. Like each ingredient it doesn't combine. It's
It
like,
just-
nope, wrong recipe.
It just breaks up into bullets.
Yeah.
Fettuccine. Here's the fettuccine and a little man named Fredo. Oh, that's to me. It's in the thing.
So he's a murderer.
As
He is.
a child, though.
There's a lot of people in this movie that are murderers.
As a child,
Yeah.
I thought all of this was wonderful.
I still do.
When I was rewatching it today, Declan was watching it with me, and he was cracking,
There you go.
like just cracking
My
up.
youngest watched this
That's
with
the
me, and
problem.
he absolutely loved it.
That makes
Yeah.
me so happy to hear
Yeah.
that
He
from
was
both of you.
moved.
That's
He
got to be the problem.
What, that you didn't see it as a
Didn't
kid?
see it when I was
Yeah,
a kid.
that is.
There's something magical.
I think so. Now you got to show them
magical.
the other ones. Like raise them right.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I will do my due diligence.
please.
No, you put those on and you leave the room. Please, for the love of God,
But
save
No,
yourself.
No.
Wait till he's like 8 or 9 for Scared Stupid at least. 'Cause
Yeah.
that's actually a little with the trolls and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the only.
I
good
don't know.
That's
He
the
loves
Halloween one.
Tremors.
Does he?
And he watched Ghost Rider with us.
I forgot about that. Yeah.
And watch Scared Stupid. I just remember as a kid, it's a little frightening.
A little bit.
I don't know. He's crazy. He's a lot like me with his movie choices, though. I had very, very strange movie interests when I was
Yeah.
a kid. Like one of my favorite movies was Poltergeist,
Okay.
that I just referenced,
That's
of course,
not
and
weird at
Tremors. And
right.
my mom was just like, "What's wrong with you?"
Something.
It's yeah,
I had a tree
clearly.
outside my bedroom window that would tap on the window in storms
For
and
Poltergeist?
stuff.
Yeah, I'm sure that was fun.
With cat eyes.
No.
Oh, that was
Yeah,
just me.
no.
Okay.
Sorry.
But Ernest Saves Christmas. Save that one for obviously Christmas.
Yes.
That put that on your Christmas.
I will
holiday
save
list.
Ernest Saves Christmas for Christmas. I will save it for
Yes.
Christmas.
Yes.
Ernest Saves Christmas.
Awesome.
I'll save
Christmas.
it.
Christmas.
Christmas.
Double Christmas.
All right.
Ernest.
Ernest goes over and plays poker with the kids. And he tells a story about how he was playing down, was it down in Mexico or whatever?
Yeah.
We were playing 5-card Mexican sweat in the oil fields. He was an oil driller or something, right? He's
So 5 roughnecks or
five
something. Yeah.
roughnecks.
Be like, wait, so you were in the army,
Yeah,
you were an oil driller.
that's right.
He was
What
a
else
man's
has
man.
he? Yeah,
He
what
And
else
I
has he
was
done?
catching cards like I had 12 fingers. You know what I mean?
know what I mean?
Smash cut.
Know what I mean?
I get paid on Friday.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. You know something, guys? I am so sorry for this,
Yeah.
but I'm going to tell you I did it, but
Yeah.
it's going to fall short because I can't show you.
That's fine.
I did the math because he had said how much he made,
Yeah.
whatever, and then
Right.
I did the math. It was
He's
like
going to pay him every month. or week or something.
$30 a week.
it was like 30 some years.
Yeah.
It was going to take for him to pay that kid off at his current salary. I don't
How much
remember
did
the
he owe
exact
him?
number.
It was
I don't
thousands of
remember.
dollars.
Yeah. I actually did the math, but it was like 30 some years.
That's crazy.
You had to pay that thing off. Somebody on the internet, please.
The movie
do the
takes
math for
a
us.
little bit of a dark turn here when we see the Crater people taking a home from a family.
Yeah.
Oh my
Dude,
god!
this was intense.
This
Right?
guy had no purpose owning a gun.
He's sitting, the old man, so that he
He's-
basically tells Lyle, I'll just call him Lyle because that was his name as a football player, to go in there and get this family out because they have no legal recourse, the lawyer says.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Even though he's arguing to be kind. And he literally just goes and kicks the door in, and the old man is sitting there with a shotgun, a double barrel,
right.
pointed right at him.
Yeah, why would you own this gun for home protection and somebody comes in to take your home and you let them take it from you?
He punches him right in the
No
face.
shot fired.
Yeah.
He just straight up boom.
And then he just tells the wife and daughter, get out.
Get out.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, good scene to establish these guys are a-holes.
Yep.
It's
Good
a
job.
fact. It's a
Good
fact.
job.
Yep.
Yeah.
But in a kid's movie,
It's
Little rough.
aggressive.
it's a little aggressive.
Rough here, yeah.
There's a few things in this movie that
Oh,
are a little-
100%.
Firearm safety out the window.
Yeah.
And it gets even worse farther down the line.
Yep.
Before we get into the rest
Murder?
of the plot, there's this little like throwaway scene where Ernest invents a way to cook dogs and chickens on a rotisserie. And it goes about as well as you'd think it would go.
Yeah. Yeah.
It goes exactly the Ernest way.
I honestly don't even know what exactly he was trying to accomplish with
well, why? Yeah, why did he have it on his foot?
the invention.
Okay, so it was a rotisserie. Rotisserie.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Rotisserie.
Yes,
We
it was
know
one
what
of
you
those things.
Yeah.
That he wanted to control whether it turned or not turned by
Tipping his foot.
tipping his foot to take the belt on and off the pulleys.
Right.
Seems unnecessarily complicated.
It does a little bit. Very
yeah.
convoluted.
Yeah, it was. Not to mention all the fuel that it burns just to run the motor for this thing. Yeah.
When you could just stand there and do this.
Yeah.
It doesn't take that long for hot dogs to cook, man.
No,
it's
it
like
really
No.
don't.
3 minutes.
And not to mention, most of it was already cooked already. But
And
whatever.
why was he making 2 chickens?
Right.
Like, it's just him.
The
I don't know.
Ernest stops by, and they're having a picnic. The nurse and the grandfather, and he joins for like a minute and gets eaten by fire ants.
He deserved to get eaten by fire ants. He sat down in their food,
right in the middle of their
like
picnic.
right
Well, and I
in
like-
the middle of their spread.
He's like being eaten alive, and he's like basically seizing on the ground, and she's just like moving the food out of the way. She's
he's
like,
got
"Oh
his
God,
foot
but
in the
careful! Watch out
mashed
for the potato
potatoes."
salad.
Yeah.
It took me hours." Like,
Yeah, she's
She's
worried
the
about
nurse.
shots. Yeah, worried about
And
shots.
yeah,
but
she's-
doesn't care that this guy's getting eaten by ants.
she's the nurse. She's like,
Well, make sure the
like,
fire
bro,
ants
don't knock
get my,
over the chips.
my Fritos.
Yeah.
I don't want to get fire ants all in those.
Wait, do you actually have Fritos?
I'm gonna eat those later. No, she did. Damn it. She did. I don't.
God, I haven't had Fritos in so long.
Oh well. Now's your chance.
This episode's sponsored by Fritos.
Now's my chance.
As he's recovering, the boys do, honestly, in a movie full of crappy things, the shittiest thing they do in the whole movie is bring him the poison ivy
Oh my god.
Yeah.
in a pot.
Oh
They
my
potted
gosh.
some poison ivy.
They're playing with it. They're holding it. It's on them too. Like so, everybody's got poison ivy.
Yeah. Cool.
That stuff is not fun.
And they're like, stick your face in it, Ernest. Give it a whiff.
Yeah.
It's so mean.
It was so
Very aromatic.
And all that guy does is like try to make the best summer for those guys.
Yeah.
At every turn. And I love that the nurse eventually chews him out, right?
Yeah.
And was like, what you did was very mean. Like, Ernest cares about this place more than anybody.
Yep.
Freaking jerks.
right.
She
Finally.
basically says, "You're trash. I hate you," because like he's the only one who ever cared for you,
Yeah.
including me, who doesn't.
Who don't?
Yeah.
I
exactly.
also
I
don't.
hate him.
You should have gave it to me.
Yeah.
I hate your freaking guts,
Yeah.
bastards.
Yeah. You and your jorts.
I'm going to be sent to
You and your crop tops.
I'm gonna do
adult prison
experiments.
for murder.
I'm gonna do
killing all you
experiments.
kids.
Start injecting you kids with
Whoa.
secret stuff to figure out.
I got the biggest needles.
'Cause
Yeah.
I'm not actually a nurse.
I asked for the biggest gauge needles.
Figure what
Ever.
marinade goes best with these different
Right?
children.
Bologna walnut fudge. We've been through that.
Eggs erroneous.
Eggs
Okay.
erroneous.
The secret ingredient?
It's children.
Right.
Children.
Big fat rabbit. Oh gosh.
It's not clay.
It's made of people.
It's made of people.
It's not. It's an above zero chance eggs erroneous secret ingredient is people.
It's most likely people.
Okay.
Yeah.
With those two.
It's little
Are you
Alfredo.
freaking kidding me?
It's little Alfredo, man.
Ernest goes home, tries to talk to his turtle about his sorrows, but the turtle even bites him on the nose.
Yeah.
What a
So the
dickhead
kids-
turtle.
What a dickhead turtle, box turtle. It's like,
Yeah.
whack.
Well, I mean,
No buenos.
If you're gonna stick
stick a turtle,
in your
right
face.
to your face.
Yeah. Like, oh,
I mean,
what are you
come on.
doing, buddy? You don't know what I mean.
The kids are going to come pull it off. He's like, no, it's the only way to get off is to sing him off.
Yes.
Right? So all the kids and Ernest, without listening to what they're going to sing, they all start at the same time.
Yep.
Imagine me and you and you and me.
No matter how they toss the dice, it has to be the only one for me is you, and you for me. So happy together.
This is the best thing that's come from having to watch this movie.
That song brought me back, man.
Yes.
That was like my anthem when I was a child.
Yeah.
It was an interesting
Honestly,
choice
it was.
as like the movie anthem.
Yes.
You know, because it's not like a hurrah kind
Yeah.
of song. It's just I don't know.
It's a happy song.
It is a happy song.
Those kayak building bitches start talking crap.
It's a skeleton or something. Why would you even think that though?
Right?
Mother effing kayak bitches.
Seriously. And now all of a sudden the boys want to build something for the competition.
Yeah.
Right? It's like camp-wide competition.
Like screw these.
Like,
guys.
well, you could build something even better than your stupid boat that can't float because it's got holes in it.
What an idiot.
It was the worst looking kayak I've ever seen in my life, honestly.
Yeah.
It's like that thing, they're going to lose no matter what.
Of course.
Yeah, totally not finished.
It's right. Ridiculous.
Weak.
I hope you drowned.
Dark, man, dark.
So they build an awesome teepee.
Yes.
And they even have all the like cloth and it's decorated and
It looks great.
sewn
It's actually a really
together, and
awesome looking
It's a
teepee.
really
It
awesome
is.
looking teepee.
All they
Yeah.
needed was something to be proud of, Nurse Miss McLeod says.
Yep.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
It's great. And what do those kayaking bastards do?
Burn it down.
They burn it to
Burning
the
down the
ground.
They
house.
leave their canteen like a couple of.
Because they're
Dumbass.
Because they're
Yeah.
not professional criminals.
They're not
like these
professional
boys.
criminals.
No.
Yeah, rookies.
Right. You think these
Busch
boys
League.
would have left their Kankakee?
Obviously,
Thermos
that's why
behind?
they're in jail.
All right. Good point. Maybe they would.
Yeah, good. Thanks, Clint.
Okay. Yeah, that kid can steal Ernest's wallet from 100 feet away, but he
Yeah.
can't stay out of jail.
Exactly.
Damn.
Makes sense.
All right. We do have a campfire scene before that I want to skip where the grandfather tells the story of the knife, the rock, and the arrow.
Yes.
And Ernest makes the comment like, that's like paper, rock, scissors.
Again, another movie that says it backwards. Why? Rock, paper, scissors.
Wait, it's paper, scissors, rock.
Lizard
I will
Spock.
fight you over that. I will
It's-
die on this hill. It's rock, paper, scissors.
It's
100%.
paper,
Paper.
scissors, rock.
No.
Lizard Spock.
Shove it up your ass, Joe.
Okie dokie.
I will,
Hold on,
I will fish hook the shit out of you.
Wait, there's a difference? There's
Yes.
people out there who say it the other way?
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Paper, rocks. I don't.
Paper, scissors, rock, shoot.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Scissors,
No, you
paper,
had to
rock.
think about that.
Scissors, paper,
Yeah,
rock.
you-
Scissors, paper,
No,
rock.
okay.
shoot.
So you remember this was in Tremors too,
Yeah.
and he
And?
was like, paper, scissors, rock.
Yeah.
And
It's supposed to be
we-
scissors, paper, rock.
Yeah. Paper, scissors, rock. Paper.
No, scissors, paper, rock.
I'll just see myself out. You know,
Ready? Paper,
Scissors, paper, rock.
rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
All right. Paper, scissors, rock versus rock, paper, scissors.
Right.
Right now, and we'll determine it. Ready?
And I'll do paper, rock, scissors.
Rock,
Paper,
paper,
rock,
scissors, shoot.
Oh.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Oh.
I win.
All right, I guess it is rock,
Okay,
paper, scissors.
for the people who are not listening, we just had a rock, paper, scissors.
They were
paper,
listening.
rock, scissors. Actually, it's rock, paper, scissors now.
Let's
Yeah, and Stephanie won.
Let's get
I had
That's,
paper.
that's right,
she
I
had
did.
scissors.
That's right.
Sherman, tired of the lawyer's failure, shows up himself to talk to the grandfather and uses Ernest, who he realizes knows the sign language,
Yep.
to trick him into signing it because he thinks it's to stop the Crater Company from
Yeah.
destroying.
I mean, I'm not going to lie. That was smart.
It was just no,
That
it's a
was
slick
a
move.
smart
and
move.
Ernest
Very
is
smart.
dumb
You know,
enough
he's
to
gullible.
right.
He's like, oh, I can communicate. I'm bilingual.
And then immediately the whole camp is sad because they all got to close and get out of there. And McLeod is the only one that realizes she's like, only 2 people know how to communicate with grandfather.
Yeah.
Like,
He's like,
what
we
did you
learned that
do?
in the beginning of the movie.
I'm going to fix it. I'll take care of it. I'll fix it. Right. And she's pissed. And here's how he fixes it. He goes over to the cabin full of the wayward kids and he's like, you know what? I'm going to march over there and I'm going to take care of this myself. You know, if I put my hands in my pockets, I get arrested for concealing deadly weapons.
You know what I mean?
Marches over. I love this. Is my favorite lines in the whole movie. He marches over to all these construction workers, including Lyle Zato, and he goes,
Yeah.
I want to talk to the punk that's in charge of this operation.
Yeah.
And it's like, he is in a black sleeveless muscle shirt. He must be the one in charge.
Yeah, right, for sure. He's so serious. Lyle comes over and picks him up by his neck.
Yes.
And he's like, nice hat too, right? As he's staring down at him. But here's where the movie, for an Ernest movie, an Ernest movie never gets this dark, even Scared Stupid.
No.
He gets his ass beat.
Yeah.
And there's
Ragdoll.
blood and everything. He's made out of rubber in every other movie. It's the only time I think I've ever seen him bleed.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is in
And
this
the,
scene.
and the kids are just like,
Loser.
you ain't made of nothing.
Suck.
Yeah, you suck.
Suck, man.
And I'm like, damn,
Jack his jaw, Ernest. Huh?
Yeah.
What an idiot.
it's so mean.
It's so horrible.
These
Kids are
kids
so
suck.
mean.
They deserve to be in
suck.
prison.
Yeah, they suck
Like,
so
We're
much.
getting to the end of the movie. Aren't you supposed to be to the point where they're endearing these children to the audience?
Right, like they still hate him.
And
I'm like,
we
man,
still hate them.
We're like three-quarters of the way through. Like,
Right.
You're supposed to like him now.
Ugh, that
Man.
was, they waited too long for that. It got dark. Ernest gets patched up by Nurse St. Cloud, and then cries about how he had everything and now it's all gone. It was a pretty emotional scene.
Extremely
It
emotional.
was sad.
Clint, come on.
Poor Ernest.
It was emotional for me. I was starting to get happy because I hit pause. See how much longer it was. I'm like, oh, we're almost there.
Come on, man.
Let's
when,
go.
when Ernest starts singing,
32 minutes
Yeah,
to
he goes
go.
home and he sings. Go ahead.
I wish I had the lyrics. I'd sing the whole damn thing for you guys.
Gee, I'm glad it's raining. My ass got beat in front of these 5 kids.
Wait, I don't
think that's
Sure
line,
am
but-
glad it's raining. He took my asshole and put it down my throat.
I think that's right.
well, I mean,
It's,
I think that's about what
it's
happened to him.
correct.
subtext. I mean, between the lines, I think that's what he was actually talking about.
Now for the fun bit of trivia.
Yeah, go ahead.
He sang this in one take, and reportedly not a dry eye in the house among the film crew. And he dude just did it one shot and nailed it.
And that was it.
Very good.
Done.
So kudos to Jim Varney for that.
And I was not a grown man in his 40s
No.
that got a little misty-eyed.
No.
I was not that guy.
Me either.
I was not. I didn't think it was.
I was also
don't
not
wanna-
a grown man in my 40s that got
I didn't
misty-eyed.
want to cry when it was raining.
Nothing wrong with that.
Well, you can't tell
Nothing wrong
because
with
the
that at
rain
all.
mixes with your tears. So
We're gonna pretend like there's something wrong with that.
Yeah, I mean, men don't cry.
it's okay to cry, Joe.
Just-
It's okay. Let it out. It's okay.
Gee, I'm glad we're talking about this movie here with my best friends.
And me too.
Let it out, Joe. It's okay to cry.
You're still a man, even if you're sad.
Because of your giant hands.
Whoa.
Okay. All right.
He's back.
We've learned
back.
women cannot
All right.
have giant hands.
So
Got it.
everyone on the campus supposedly left, but Nurse St. Cloud goes to the Wayward Boys cabin to chew them out, who are miraculously still there at
Yes.
the camp.
Yeah.
Like they wouldn't have been the first ones shipped off.
They would have been the first
out
one
of
shipped
that
off.
place.
Yeah.
It's like they just forgot
They're
about
waiting
it.
for Ernest to drive
Like
the
a-
bus.
Is that what it was?
Sort of.
Well, where did the bus go? The kid drove it away,
Seriously.
unraveling Ernest.
They go back and convince Ernest to fight. The kids do, and he said, "You know what? You're right. We might just have to get a little bit rowdy, right?
Yep.
We're gonna do it.
And go commit murder
Go.
And arson.
and arson.
And assault.
They go steal explosives conspicuously hid in the giant explosives shed
Oh,
Right.
of course.
with the huge explosives sign
Sign.
that they just built
I wonder
We
what's
have
in
a
there.
that
sweet
day.
montage build going on.
Yes, A-Team style.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They built a battle bus.
Yes.
They
Well,
put the blowtorches
They
out.
Fortnited it.
They did. They built a catapult with a rowboat. They got canoes on the front of this thing. They cut the entire dome part off of the bus. It's literally
Yep.
just the front end.
Yep.
They built it up and put like a catapult on it.
Yeah,
It
crows,
was impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like, how long did they do? Like
And
40
nobody
minutes.
35
yeah, like
minutes.
35 minutes of time.
35 minutes it took them.
put these construction guys to shame while they're sitting there having lunch. They're not hearing all the
Yeah.
pop, pop, bang, bang, bang.
Didn't they
And they and then drive up, which I assume is like
Somebody's building something in the woods. So-
weird.
reminds me of Monty Python when they're building the rabbit.
That's
You
exactly
hear, you're in the woods, just it's medieval times, and you just hear
Right.
power saws going
Okay,
off.
so we build a large giant badger. That's right. Sir Galahad, Robin, and I jump out of. Wait, who?
Who jumps out?
Sir
How did the rabbit taking the French by surprise? Not only by surprise, but totally alarmed.
They steal chainsaws. This whole in the song. brave hearts.
Oh my gosh.
These boys ain't got some brave hearts.
Who sang that song?
Before, like 6 years before the movie Braveheart would come out.
Yeah.
Right? It's the original, the OGs. All right. I forgot to say before we get on to the actual attack here, even the two losers, those two kayak losers, show up to help.
Yep.
Right, there's that whole like, we can't let you get into a fight without us. Come on.
But also, why are they there?
They also were
Their parents didn't want them.
Yeah. They don't have anyone who loves or cares about them either.
Did you see them do the life's a ditch, dig it, high five slap, low five slap? Their parents didn't
They
want
were
them
definitely
around.
disowned after that.
Yeah, they were in the parking lot, seeing the kids do it, and then went, we're done.
Get in the
You know
car.
what?
Just get in the car. Let's
Start
go.
the car.
Their parents
Drive
drove
away, Harry. Drive.
Every time the kids get their hands near the handle, they just drive off further.
That's what it is. And they
No,
got a
no, get in.
four-wheeler.
That's
They
the
have a
movie I want to
four-wheeler,
watch.
No, get in. Really. I swear I won't do it this time. Ah!
We saw the low five. You're grounded to this camp.
Yeah,
till
forever.
next year. See you in a year.
We're gonna put you up. for
Enjoy
adoption.
Crater.
They're going to work for Crater now. Yeah.
Probably
The
make
chefs
good money.
even pitch in, and they set up the lunch
Yep.
launcher out in the woods there.
The lunch launcher.
I want a lunch launch.
I want a lunch launcher too.
Nurse St. Cloud runs up and tries to stop Grandpa, who's like painting war paint on all of the kids.
Grandpa, you can't use children for murder.
Were you never a Native American? You don't know how that worked? So I'm pretty sure those kids were fighting at the age these
After
kids
the age of
are.
3.
Yeah,
So
right.
they're past the age. They should have been
100%.
fighting years ago.
100%.
Yeah.
And Ernest just kept like a robot. They ain't gonna get this camp.
Yeah.
All right. Ernest is locked in.
He was in Nam.
Yeah, he
I was
was
to
back
say,
in
it's
now.
Clearly.
Yeah. Starting to come back
It's
now.
starting
we
to come
go.
back now.
The first thing they do is the sound effects because nothing rattles a group of guys more than like fart noises and chicken.
And it's literally just, it's just a record that says sound effects.
Yes. I can't work under these conditions.
What's
Wait a
happening?
minute.
Something's out in them trees.
Psychological warfare.
Must be a fart machine.
But boss, I was gonna clear this strip of woods, but there's some farts going on. I can't get the bulldozer running.
That's right.
I'm so distracted.
And then I'm like, oh, these guys are what they're gonna do? They're gonna toss some water balloons at them? No, fire arrows.
Yes.
It's like Molotov cocktails.
Mach 5. They got like serious weaponry that they're
Yeah.
using here.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying.
They built a
Murder.
little miniature ballista.
Yes. Out of bows and arrows.
On a bike, right? Like it was Megaforce
Yeah.
all over again.
You got to aim it with the handlebars,
right.
or you die.
And citrus linguine gets launched at them out of the lunch
Oh my
launcher.
gosh, yes.
Right? Freaking just giant oranges getting fired at
They
people.
start sending the lanterns.
The lantern.
Yep.
Lanterns
they
on fire?
overprime the lanterns and then light them on fire and send them down the
The smoke bombs in the
smoke
crates.
bombs. Yep.
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 2 degrees at 6.5. They got this thing locked in.
Like, where do they get all of this stuff?
Well,
Like-
they stole
It's,
it all.
it's summer camp.
I don't know.
yeah,
They stole it
summer
from
camp.
them.
I mean, between
That's- yeah.
archery, arts and crafts, arson,
And smoke bomb building? I
Arson,
mean,
explosives.
obviously.
Where'd they get all the
Ordnance.
turtles?
Welcome to Explosives 101, children.
We got turtle
Today
parrot-
we're going to be making Molotov cocktails.
They
Yeah.
do when later on with the golf cart. They're like, bring anything that can burn, and then
And
4
they
seconds
just-
later they show up with Molotov
And
cocktails.
gasoline. You're like,
Damn, boys.
okay. Good finds. I got to give it to you.
Where'd you
one
find
kid's building a canoe, the other one's building a teepee, the other kids are building Molotov cocktails.
Where'd you find these? These were under Stennis's bed. I don't know what he was planning on. What he was planning on.
He was
on his
really pissed about his leg.
I think he was mad. They also sent in the turtle paratroopers, which I
Yep.
don't know where they got all those turtles. He had one.
I love turtle paratroop.
Okay, that was awesome.
gotta
Grown men going like,
Yeah.
"Eh," and-
Oh no, this turtle's falling on me at 0.03 miles
at
per
turtle
hour.
speed.
I can't get out of the way in
the
time.
way I'd be punching turtles out of the air.
I would get
as I
some
ran.
stick.
And like, how are they landing, biting their ears and just
Yeah.
like catching on their
They're just coming down like this, and I got one.
Like they were trained.
That's what
They were trained. They were
Them
soldiers.
turtles was
They
orchestrated.
were in Nam.
The
I'm
one
scared,
guy,
Sarge. We're all scared, son.
the one guy though,
The turtles are not organized.
he's got one like on his lip and oh man,
That would hurt so bad.
that's painful.
good
And then the
stuff,
toilet, then they bring back the toilet.
Yeah.
Right.
That apparently
That
was
needs
never
to be plugged.
unclogged. Yeah, it was
Unclogged.
never
And he-
unclogged
Ernest
because he looks at it.
looks
Ew.
The explosion that results.
Yeah.
could have killed many people.
Everyone.
It was humongous.
Everyone.
Ceramic
Yes, flying
pieces just
everywhere.
flying at
I was like,
1,000 feet per second.
All right, boys. I get you want your camp back, but
Well, it's like the nurse was trying to stop them,
There's no
Right.
camp
like
left.
from doing all of this,
Yeah.
and that was a very smart
Yeah.
choice
She
because
didn't do a very good job, though.
well,
No.
the bulldozer comes over and starts to chase the chefs around. Right
again, attempted murder.
their lunch launcher gets the squeal. His squeal
Yeah.
is incredible. Those poor guys lose their lunch launcher. Then the golf cart comes by as the bulldozer's coming at them, and this is where they say, "Get anything that'll burn," and they show up with the most. But Ernest puts the eggs erroneous on the back, and that's really what made it nuclear. Right? Was the eggs erroneous?
Yeah, because like anything that burns, and then
Right.
they launch the golf cart,
Yeah.
and I don't know why he had to get in it and then jump out of it. The thing
Well,
was
that kinda
going by
steer it.
itself.
See, when he jumped out, he like kicked it so far out of the line that he was driving it in, and then
it's
it
like-
cuts back and it's still going straight.
But like, why does
Awesome.
it explode?
It does explode.
There's no. I know why does it explode? There's no fire.
The power of their hearts from the path of the
Yeah.
brave.
The
Oh,
the,
okay,
the
got it.
stone, the
Put enough-
arrow, the
metal.
gasoline.
If you put enough,
This is the story of the stone, the arrow, the gasoline.
you put enough explosive things in a golf cart and just crash it into something, they explode. That's what my childhood taught me.
Can we go test that?
Yeah,
Actually,
Yes.
yeah, let's do it.
Actually, I think I can put this one to rest. Enough stupid starts a fire.
That's right. If there's enough stupid, there will be a spark. Lyle comes out of his blown up bulldozer after taking down a couple of camp cabins, and he's covering his face. He's like looked all wily coyote.
Again, attempted murder.
And then Ernest comes over and just backhands this
him.
dude.
Yes.
Bam!
Awesome.
It's just
Like,
great.
man, you sucker punched him. He couldn't even see. You blasted him in
I
the
don't
face
care.
with fire.
But this is the best part of the movie. Sherman shows up with his
My
gun.
gosh.
A gun that they established earlier. He could snipe these bottles from like
Right.
a
Yes.
long ways away. Right?
This was great to show children.
Yeah.
Point a gun at you, and if you're pure of heart, you won't get hit.
That's right.
That's
That is still
If
true
you're,
to this.
safety.
if you're
To this
brave,
day.
good
Yes.
night. I hope to God
I just love-
no children died because of this movie.
I'm sorry. How many witnesses are there
What
for
is
this?
wrong with you?
All of them.
There's lots of witnesses.
There's so many witnesses, and he just pulls out his like rifle, and
Yes.
just points it straight at someone. Like,
He's ready to
dude,
kill them all.
like, are you? He's just wants revenge at this point because he's not going to get any of that money because he's
you-
about to go to prison.
Get that incredible voiceover. If he had faith in the Great One, the knife would not cut him.
Yeah.
Right? He's just like,
He's like, oh,
Good thing that guy was
Yeah,
shooting
there-
I can't
knives.
believe he
Knife gun.
knife.
We're back to knife gun.
Hey, knife gun, you're right.
If he had courage, true courage, the rock would not break him.
Rock
I was
gun.
getting chills
Yeah.
while I was watching it with these voices. I'm
Yeah.
not even kidding. It was getting me.
okay,
And then I'm like,
Lying. 100% lying.
okay.
I believe you, James.
and if he was pure in heart, the arrow would not catch him. At this point, Ernest is literally holding his vest open.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? And the guy walks right up to him and he plugs it
Oh
and he
my
goes,
gosh.
rock, paper, scissors.
Scissors,
Know what I mean?
Scissors, paper.
He does definitely
Rock.
say scissors, paper, rock. Son of a bitch.
And the guy is so freaked out that he just drops it and,
he just,
runs
like-
That was it.
away.
He's like,
He's like, like what? Again,
Takes
but
off.
seriously,
you're gonna
though,
be going to jail. Just FYI. So
Yes.
You might as well
Yeah.
just stay here and get arrested.
The judge gave us a restraining order, and here comes the nurse.
Police, we're so glad you're here. There's been multiple explosions and attempted murder.
all
Wel-
these people are all going to
welcome.
jail.
And all of these kids that did come out of jail are
Technically,
definitely
we're
going to go
already,
back
we're already in jail, technically.
Yeah.
What a
So
fact.
have a
with the
plea
shared
deal.
toilets.
That's right. I'm a take charge kind of guy, as Ernest says, right? And he goes back to putting up that sign, fixing it up. Right?
Yep.
Nurse and the grandfather come over and talk to him. It's just such a great little wrap
falls.
up.
Yep.
That's right, me, a man of vision.
And then she's such a bad nurse. He just like falls
Like,
on
like,
a ladder. And
This time he's got the rope attached though, and he pulls the sign down onto
Yes.
himself.
and she's like, and just walks away.
Yep.
That's right.
Oh, good old Ernest.
Into a volleyball sign. But I do love when the main guy to cap it off comes over and goes, "What happened?" The grandfather goes, "Ernest broke the sign."
But he says it in his language.
Yes.
And the guy's like, oh, so you can understand him too?
As long as nobody got hurt, right?
Yeah. everything's fine.
Except for Ernest, screw him.
That's the end of the movie.
Thank the Lord.
I don't know how you can't,
I don't know
in
how
your
you
heart,
can.
be so endeared to this incredible character.
I cannot fathom the love. It makes no sense to me.
I'm sorry, Clint.
I really
know.
am sorry that there's not enough joy in
I
your
wish
heart
I
to
could
accept
enjoy things.
Jim Varney.
I'm sorry, your
I
heart's
just
made of
can't.
stone. That's right. The stone won't break you if you're pure of heart.
I'm not pure of heart. Stone would definitely break me. And I
right.
would not stand in front of the guy with the gun either.
Right. You're like,
You wouldn't? What?
I'm gonna dip, dodge, and dive. I'm gonna do it all.
dive, duck, dip, dive, and dodge.
We could make the movie better if that would make it better for you.
Oh my
Sure.
gosh.
We could.
Sure. How?
Well,
We could have Arnold Schwarzenegger write and star
Yeah.
in any damn thing.
Yeah.
And it's better.
we can have Arnold in Ernest Goes to Camp.
Oh my god.
He could be Ernest.
No, well, you can't.
He could be the
replace-
camp.
Do you think Arnold
Could you imagine if he fish hooked Ernest?
If Ernest was Eddie, or if Arnold was Eddie, the other
Yeah.
cook.
Oh my
He's like,
god.
Arnold, the plate needs to go in the hanger. No problem. And he just comes over and goes, just rips his mouth open.
Arnie would have Kermit the Frog.
when he launches the Alfredo at Arnold,
That's right.
and Alfredo
Ernest
just
just-
goes, boom, just
Yeah.
scatters and doesn't hit him.
That's right.
Arnold would be just
Puppeteering him.
puppeteering,
Open your
Ernest.
mouth, Ernest. Bah!
Ernest goes, I want to talk to the punk that's in charge of this operation. Then Arnold walks over.
Yeah.
Forget it. I don't want to do this.
Yeah, it's just this camp's overrated.
This is a really nice operation. I love what you're doing here.
I mean, Lyle himself is a humongous dude.
He is.
For
He was
sure.
big.
But Arnie, I think you got to what about Stennis? It's time you learn how to swim.
My leg.
The Arnold way. Okay?
Yeah.
Get in the water now.
And he just punts him
And they
across
just-
the lake.
But the kids
But he
like,
threw the
but the
threw
kids
kid to
submit
the other
so
side of the
hard.
lake.
The kids submit to his will so hard that they just stand on top of the water. They don't even.
That's not a lot of parts for him. That's the thing. So he can't be one of the children. He's one of the children from the Wayward Boys.
These are the baddest
He's
boys.
Moose.
This guy's 15. But he's from,
He's got a pituitary.
he's
gland problem.
Austrian, so they've grown big over
they're
there.
growing bigger back there.
That's right.
Do you
All the hormones in the food over there.
in a weirdly honest question, do you think that Arnold could ever pull off a role like Ernest?
I think he proved he could do comedy. I don't know if he
Yes.
could do
I don't
Like a
know.
slapstick.
kind of
Jingle All the Way was kind of
a little bit.
like he was kind of like physically had to
Yeah.
do physical acting
but
and that like
it's still
goofy.
it's still kind of was tailored to his persona.
That's true.
Right? Like when he was turned around, he was like, "This is the sloppiest bust I've ever seen. It's like terrorists in the Tea Party." Like he's just being a cop, which is
Yeah.
what he's played his whole life. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And like being a tough guy and fighting the Santas and all that.
That's true.
So yeah, I don't know, because he's kind of inept and dumb. I don't know if Arnold ever played like a Lloyd Christmas or
Yeah.
Ernest
Yeah.
level dumbness in his.
I don't
Yeah.
think so.
Do you know what I'm saying? Because I would equate Ernest from an intelligence scale slightly above the guys from Dumb and Dumber. Right?
Yes.
Like
At least in this
Very
movie.
much
Yes.
so.
Yeah. Well, let's see what the patrons had to say here. Morgan Dampier is playing along and says, hey, BMR
Morgan.
World. Longtime listener, first time Patreon participant. Let's go.
What's up?
I just want to say how much I enjoy listening to you guys. Even if I'm not familiar with the movies, I feel like I haven't missed a beat. Arnold casting. Sure, Arnold could be Ernest. Gee, I'm glad it's raining. No one hears your tears.
Oh my! James, I will get $100 and put it on the table right now to hear you do Arnold singing that song.
Only I knew the words.
I want that audio just clean.
But I think Arnold could be Gaylord Sertain's character, Jake, throwing God knows what into the liver loaf launcher machine. He's made with powdered eggs, you idiot. Be
Yes.
great. Yeah, that'd be a good spot for him.
Yes,
For sure.
I like it.
All right, we got Cheap Stunt Pilot playing along, and he says the warrior being tested at the beginning of the movie, except he's Conan. Each time the weapons don't hit him, he does his Conan. Crom laughs at your stupid weapons.
What if the weapons actually do hit him? They just bounce off.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was saying. He just
That's
looks
right.
really hard at them and they just go,
Which said
and
the
they
knife-
stop right in front of him.
It just said the knife wouldn't cut him, not that it wouldn't hit him.
Exactly.
Right?
Right.
Ting.
My pecs are too strong. It didn't cut me, so technically I'm a brave.
Technically, I'm a brave.
Imagine a summer camp based off the legend of Conan.
Oh my God.
Mako is the camp cook. Grace Jones is the nurse.
Oh my gosh.
Take him.
Yeah. James Earl Jones.
Is Crater
Crater.
constantly raiding the camp to mine steel? Ernest is a descendant of Conan's cousin Vern, and he must solve the riddle of steel.
Oh my
Or be
God.
cast out of camp. This is one of the best. What would Arnold be in a movie we've ever had?
Ever.
Cheap stunt pilot. Nice job, man.
Can we have, is AI like at the point where you could just put that into a prompt
Maybe.
and have that make that into a movie?
Sure. It's going to be there at some point.
I want that.
Yeah, let's do it. Caboose 302, Mr. Wallace says, old Indian chief, Wind Cloud. How funny would it be to see Arnie in some pigtails and saying that his Indian lines in an Austrian accent, although the movie might be over too quick as Crater drives up to his cabin and he's outside sweeping, muscles glistening in the sun, and slowly turns back around sheepishly, gets in his car and ceases his mining operation entirely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Derek Grant. I feel like Counselor Stennis is a typecast spot for him, but I'm going with the old Native American guy. I just think it would be hilarious.
Nice.
Grandfather, you can't do this. They're children. Shut up.
Shut up.
You speak English, grandfather?
Grandfather.
And Jonathan, are we going to take a stab at his last name?
No.
Okay. Jonathan Slavchev.
Slavchev.
I'd go with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll just say Jonathan.
Samsonite.
We'll just say Jonathan.
Easy. Replace the snapping turtles with Arnold launched from the war bus onto helpless workers.
Oh my God.
That's all the camp would have needed to take care of the mining company. I agree. Is Arnold ready? Nah. And they just launch him.
But is it like one big
One-
version of him,
just
or is
one
it a
Arnold.
bunch of little versions of him?
Even though, yeah.
Like a bunch of like miniature Arnolds, just like
That'd be terrifying.
Arnold could have walked the 30 yards over to there.
Right.
Instead, they launch him
Yeah.
into it.
He could just be the sound effects record is just a bunch of Arnold's voices and sayings and stuff.
That's right.
And these guys
Just
just
all one-liners.
Like, see ya,
They
bye.
put the record down. It says
Yeah.
Arnold one-liners.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, Marge, get down.
You a quiet boy compared to me.
That's right. They start playing all the best hits.
It's
You blew my cover.
not a tumor.
That's right. Stop whining.
Who is your daddy? And what does he do?
Put the cookie down now.
God, I love the Arnold segment.
All right, guys. I think it's clear he would make it better. We can put
I
that to
think
bed
so. I
for
think
sure.
so.
yeah, absolutely.
But we can move on to some actual awards. And we start off
right.
with the Will Patton Award for Intensity given to the actor that was the most sold out for their part. Let's get it.
Just look at him over there.
You want a war?
He looks intense.
Staring at James the entire time.
A war!
I don't want them to gain another yard.
You blitz all night! If they cross the line of scrimmage, I'm gonna take every last one of you out. You make sure they remember forever the night they played the Titans.
What do you do with a gun in space?
Yep. I don't know.
Oh,
What are you doing with the
I
knife
don't
at the
know.
table, Clint?
yeah.
What are you doing with
What
the
do you
knife
do
at
with
the
the
table?
knife on the podcast?
Yeah, geez, man. Morgan's going to get us kicked off here and says, I love Jim Varney. Know what I mean? But my Will Patton winner is Gaylord Sartain for Jake.
Sure.
He is full steam ahead with this character, especially his maniacal moments at the food machine, like the fettuccine with a little Italian named Fredo. I think it's between those two, to be honest. I haven't even made up my mind yet.
Yeah.
But who you got,
I
Clint?
have. It's 100% the lunch
Yeah.
boys. I'm going to go. I know you tell me I can't use
can't.
two, but
So
so
Jake?
We'll go with,
Okay.
for 100% because he's the much bigger part of that.
Absolutely.
But yeah.
The other guy, I guess, was their last. They had already shot for a couple days with some other guy that was his lunch buddy, and he wasn't doing well, and so
So
they
they swapped
fired
him
him.
out?
They fired him and brought Eddie in.
Really?
So it wasn't even the original guy.
Wow.
Yeah,
He did
But yeah, no,
great, though.
there's-
he was great. Yeah.
and in the other movies too, same
Yeah.
pairing. So
So, not yet because I've got another one to read. I looked,
gonna say,
I looked over at Stefan. I was
wow,
like,
we're going
wait,
through this
not
really
yet.
quick
No.
here.
Cheap stunt pilot comes and says, "Who we kidding? It's Ernest." That was a very short, very
Yep.
short.
Right to
That
the
was-
point.
Boom,
But
boom,
we
baby.
got 2 votes for Jake, 1 for Ernest. Stephanie.
I'm going with Jake.
Wow.
I swear, I loved him in this. Like, every time he had a scene, I don't care what was going on. I enjoyed that scene. It was hilarious. So, yup, doing it.
All right, man.
Planted
Interesting.
my flag.
Interesting. I love it. Caboose 302 says, Jim Varney, obviously. This award could be renamed for the man himself, and I wouldn't be mad about it. Even the absolute garbage Ernest movies, looking at you, Ernest Goes to Africa, Ernest and Jeremy, he still gives it everything he's got and is one of the best physical comedians to grace the screen. I will agree with that last statement. Absolutely. Joe.
Yes.
It's 3-2 right
Is it my time?
It's your time.
It's my time. I'm surprised you guys didn't at least acknowledge John Vernon.
very intense.
You know,
Yeah, I thought
for the
about
sake
him.
of intensity.
I thought about him.
I mean, he didn't play a massive role, but he was dialed to at least a 9 out of 10.
That's Crater.
Yes, great.
Yeah, that was the other one on my list. But yeah,
I'm gonna give him as a nice runner-up, like close. Jake, very close, but I'm gonna go with Ernest. Come on,
All right.
Ernest.
All right.
P. Worrell.
3-3.
That's fair.
I mean-
That's fair.
I don't have the memory because the last Ernest movie we did was like 2 years ago, but I think he's probably won the Will Patton at least once before.
He's got to have.
He had to have.
Yeah.
Because he's so all in on this one. Derek Grant says, if it was up to me, it was easily John Vernon. Or to me, it was easily John Vernon as Sherman Crater.
Ah, see?
The guy acted like he was a Batman villain in an Ernest movie. Intensity level turned up to 11. It was both awesome and hilarious. So as it comes to me, it's a 3-3 tie with one more to go. I just kind of want to see what he's going to do. So Jonathan says, going to my man, Jim Varney. From the fourth wall breaking, his goofy antics, some heartfelt moments, and I'm glad it's raining. And then turning the kids into child eco-terrorists to defeat the mining company. That was some...
For real, though.
Oh my gosh, yes.
that
For
was
real.
For real.
That was some good domestic terrorism for sure. Toilet bombs. It's Ernest that makes this movie. You know what I mean, Vern?
you're right.
Yeah. So
I agree. Ernest 100% makes this movie a piece of.
Oh my God.
Look, for my vote, I was actually going to do this, so I'm not tying it on purpose, but I'm going with Jake, and I love Ernest. But Jake, Gaylord Sartain was dialed, dude, just from the fact where he grabbed him, he's like, a big fat rabbit with all its shots. And every other scene
Yes,
after that,
I know.
really, like all
I
of
know.
them. He's
I know.
cackling while they're firing food across. Like it was
I know.
insane.
I'm not saying it's a
He
bad
didn't
one.
touch that level in Saves Christmas when he was the baggage guy
No.
or Jail or any. He never got to that level again.
No.
He was unhinged in this.
Love
and
it.
since everybody voted for one of those two, it is going to end up being a legit tie between Jim Varney and Gaylord Sartain for the Will Patton Award. So congrats to both those guys.
We're good with it.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that time.
100%.
Yeah.
Good stuff. All right, guys, it's time to give out an award for the worst actor in the movie, the actor whose range was that of a trash can full of dirt. It's the Steven Seagal Trash Can Full of Dirt Award.
Trash can, oh trash can, it's a trash can full of dirt. Yeah.
Love never dies, and neither do they. Love is eternal, and that's a long time.
Ernest never dies either.
Never.
I know Jim Varney passed away, but Ernest is going to
Lives
live forever.
forever.
That's right.
You're welcome, Clint.
All right. So here we go.
Clint literally looks like he's gonna
Morgan.
throw up.
Morgan says he's going
I
with
can do as
Attorney Blatz. I felt like he missed his market times. He could have been pushier when trying to get the Indian chief daughter to sign over the land. I want scumbag attorneys. He was too nice. Looks like this one's out of your hands, Crater.
Yeah, he was
says at
nice.
the end, right?
Yeah.
He
It's
was-
funny because you did expect him to not be like
Right.
a good guy, but he just hated Crater. So he was like, but I work for money, so I guess I'll just do this. Yeah.
Clint, who was the worst actor in the movie?
I'm gonna have to pick one, but the group of kids just being dicks to Ernest the whole time. Because while I didn't like it, the guy was trying to do the nice thing. So I'm gonna say sleeveless vest douche.
Crutchfeld.
Yeah.
All right.
Sleeveless
That's
vest
legit.
douche.
Yeah.
That's legit vote.
I like
Here,
it.
Crutchfeld.
I don't mind that at
yeah,
all.
I'm trying to figure out who that Crutchfeld was, though.
Cheap stunt pilot said, I'm sorry to do this.
Scott Menville.
But that kid swimming scene,
Scott. I mean, gosh darn Scott.
I'm sorry to do this, cheap stunt pilot said, but that kid during the swimming scene was trying to act tough, telling the gang, I'll get you, wasn't fooling anyone. The camera even held on his face like this would be an important later on moment, but never followed through. End of the day, the Coke machine posed a bigger threat. Nice. Steph, who's your trash can?
I'm going with that stupid lifeguard kid. My leg. I hated him. He had such a punchable
Stennis?
face and he sucked.
Stennis?
Yeah, Stennis was stupid.
Man,
Stupid
man.
Stennis.
He had some short shorts though.
Yeah, he did.
I mean,
when he was falling, if you pause it.
Even more of a reason.
James like, I did.
Screw that guy. Terrible actor.
Frame by
Terrible
frame.
performance. Don't like him.
So?
Nothing.
Suck it, Stennis.
All right. Suck it. The Stennis.
Suck it, the Stennis way. I'm sure he sucks it real good.
Oh, sentence he's probably said before.
yeah, at least once in his life.
All right.
Don't you know who I am?
Here we go.
I played Stennis.
Mr. Wallace
Suck it.
says, I was going to take the easy way out, i.e. Bob's way, and just say any one of the little bratty kids, but I won't. I'm giving this to Victoria Racimo. I felt like she went over her lines for the first 20 minutes before her scene. Her performance seemed wooden, and I never felt she was truly mad, sad, happy, disappointed. That's the nurse.
That's
That's a fair vote.
Yeah.
She's
She's a great actress.
It's okay.
That's right. There's nobody with 2 votes yet. If we turn the corner here to Joe, we're getting pretty late in the game to have no 2 votes.
I know. Well, there's I want to go with the kids because
Why? Yeah.
I really do want to go with the kids, but it's going to be Hulk Hogan standing with Muffin.
Nice.
As third place runner-up. Second place runner-up, I want to give it to Jim Henson.
Why? What did he do?
He's actually a miner. He's one of the miners. He was on set for a day, and he played one of the miners.
Oh, miners, not miners,
Right.
right?
The construction workers
Yeah,
that work
right.
for Crater
'Cause there's also miners in
Constructions.
this.
Yes, I know. Yes. He's not,
Okay.
he wasn't one of the kids. Just dressed up as one of the kids.
Vargas was actually Jim Henson.
Yeah, it's
Have you
crazy.
noticed that?
Did you know this?
That was some good makeup.
No, it's, Clint, I'm going to have to actually agree with you.
With Crutchfeld?
I'm going to stick with Crutchfeld.
Yeah. What was his actual name in the movie? Sleeveless Vest Douche?
No.
Yep. Give me a second
Crutchfeld
here.
was his name.
Yeah.
Scott Minville.
Man, oh man. Who looks like Ryan Farrell now? If you've seen his,
He does look
show,
like Ryan
Stephanie,
Farrell.
he looks
God.
like your husband.
Towards
Well,
the
you
bottom.
didn't have to
Towards the
point
in
to
the
her, the
middle.
one that was her husband. She'd have picked him out.
No, just because he's bald.
With a goatee.
Not every bald person looks like Ryan.
With a goatee, though, also.
I mean, yeah, okay.
They all look the same to me.
Fine.
He could, all bald people look
The
the same.
first person with a second vote. All right, Derek Grant
all
says,
people with a beard look the same.
the counselor who shows up immediately after Ernest crashes the bus into the other bus. I don't think he's ever mentioned my name. You're right, Mr. Tipton. He's just not counselor material.
Yeah.
A literal trash can could have delivered this line and all of his lines better. He was awful. Derek, you're not wrong. No. All right. So I guess before we go to Jonathan, I don't even know. I think I want to go with Stennis. I think he sucked.
God,
the
thank
most.
you. He's so bad.
And not just like because he's an unlikable character.
Right,
But even
but-
his acting.
exactly.
was
His
just
performance
like-
was. Excuse me. Sorry.
No,
I know
it's
you
fine.
have to
But
cut
it's
that out.
no. But it's I'm going with Stennis. So 2-2 tie here before we head into Jonathan.
Stennis way.
That's right. Jonathan says going with Gaylord Sartain. What?
Get that guy off.
Not sure if
Kick
it was
him off.
if
You're
it
never
was the
allowed to do awards again.
secondary comedic routine put him into the film, but I thought his scenes weren't funny and kind of fell short compared to the nuttiness of Ernest. What?
He's a patron, right?
You are entitled to your opinion.
Take it
It's-
away from him.
It's wrong, but you're entitled to it.
Yeah. Thank you for
Okay.
letting us know.
So that means right now, guys, we've got a tie that we have to sort out. And since we voted for Stennis and you voted for Crutchfield, we can't.
We
We can't because it's Crutchfield.
That's
That means it's
another
going to be a tie.
That's crazy.
Another tie.
Has that ever happened?
I don't 2 ties. I don't think so.
Oh, a BMR first.
That's right.
We
Why?
made BMR history.
Well,
Clint's so happy about it too.
Yes. Yeah. Ernest, breaking records.
I literally feel like Clint is going to murder all of us.
Nope.
He's just progressively getting a little
Stopping.
bit more unhinged as this episode goes
he's
on.
only got one more Ernest movie to do.
I just can't fathom how right I am and how wrong everybody
Well,
else
you'll
is.
get your chance in the final ratings to say
Yes.
your piece.
Yes.
Literally, the floor will be yours.
I
We'll
cannot
give
wait.
you at least 30 minutes.
and you can lay it all out. Okay. All right. The next award is the Bixby Snyder One Scene Wonder Award for somebody that had very little screen time, was in one scene, and made the most out of it. Let's get it.
Oh no! It's boiling acid! I'd buy that for $1.
Yes.
Okay, USA.
Paper. Have you ever seen paper?
Maniac has responded with a scornful remark.
Prepare to die, Powers!
So he hit it.
Be
One
prepared
place
to
he
die,
was something
Powers!
his ass.
All right. Bunch of your favorite one scene wonders right there.
Love
in the
them.
theme song.
Love them all.
I have an updated one that I got to get loaded in for the next episode because I can't believe I forgot the Starship Troopers.
Oh, yeah.
Personally, I find a bug that thinks offensive.
Yes.
So I got to get him in
Get
there.
that one in there. Too.
For sure. But for now, we're going to go with this. And we're going to start with Morgan, who says, I'm going with the construction worker on the radio during the turtle attack at the end of the movie. He really didn't want to be attacked by the kids and those parachuting turtles. He just wanted to finish his lunch and get his paycheck. He was like, the turtles are everywhere, man. They're taking out the whole thing. You got to get over here. He went for it.
He did.
For sure.
He did.
Clint, one scene wonder.
The guard lady who introduced him to the first terrible
yes,
kids.
Nice. Well, let me introduce you to some.
Yeah.
She was good too.
She was.
That's a good pick. All right. Cheap stunt pilot says, my unsung hero doesn't have a name. His alias is Crater Employee Who Knows Jim Cotta. This dude runs from an exploding pickup truck, does a flip over a table, lands it, and keeps running. It's
the landing.
a stunt worth rewatching. He ran all the way to Parmistan by the Caspian Sea to win the game using his newfound skills. Cheap stunt pilot is killing it
Good
on
job,
this
buddy.
episode. Killing
Can we
it.
Love
can we
it.
give him
Okay.
Can we increase his awesome is there like a
Yeah,
badge
I don't know.
that we can give him or
Ooh,
something?
badges.
We just give
That's
out
a good
a
idea. I want a
don't
badge.
know.
best
Speaking
best
badges.
awards of the show award.
Maybe.
We do that.
I kind of like
And
that
the award
idea.
for the patron with the best awards.
Then we
Those
need
two?
one
Cheap
for
stunt
somebody
pilot.
who just sucks.
Yeah, well, we can't. That's mean.
Yeah, we can't.
Oh.
We'll talk about who sucked after when we're not recording.
Well, no, that I was going to give.
Yeah,
it
we'll
to
talk
Joe.
about you
to Joe.
behind your backs,
Constantly.
Right.
not
Yeah.
straight to your face.
I'm just kidding. We don't do that. All right, Stephanie,
I'm
who's
happy.
your one scene
I'm,
wonder?
I'm happy. I'm going with guard lady as well because
Really?
it's literally like they pulled up to this building and they saw that she was like doing some landscaping and they were like, you don't even need to change your outfit, just like come into the scene, and she like nailed it.
Just cover your name tag.
Yeah, just cover your name tag, put the rake down, and just say these few things, and
Got it.
you're
All right,
you're
well.
gonna be in it.
You're right, I guess.
And it worked.
Those kids were just playing at a
They were-
park
yeah.
that day.
Hey,
Like, hey,
here we
you
go.
guys got a couple minutes?
We need some children. Can you come help us for a moment?
Mr. Wallace says pickings were kind of slim since there's not a lot of people who are only in one scene. But if it wasn't for the detention center guard, who would have given us such valuable exposition?
There you go.
Honorable mention to the obvious mannequin and the burning front loader. Yeah,
Yeah.
we saw him sitting in there for sure. That's not Lyle Alzado. What? He's so scared he mannequined.
He's so small.
He went
Joe,
Rolling Thunder.
who is your what? He did. That's what I'm saying. Who's your one scene wonder?
Can I vote for the Badger?
Ooh, he wasn't actually in the scene.
Yeah, he never
Otherwise,
appeared.
I would say yeah.
He never appeared.
Or the fire ants.
No, also never appeared. That was all the magic of Jim Varney.
What about the turd in the toilet?
Also never
didn't
appeared.
see it.
No,
Yeah,
yeah,
it was
okay.
off.
What about the shot in the arm?
Also-
never appeared.
Not actors.
Oh, okay. This is my first one.
Yeah,
you know this. Is,
yeah.
I know maybe you guys have done.
Get
one.
it together,
I
Joe.
haven't done one.
I think it's their first ones too.
Yeah.
Really? Oh,
And
well.
like a freaking boss, bro.
Do you want me to come back to you? Because I got one ready.
No, I'm gonna end up going with the lady at the.
way to
there's
pile
nobody
answer.
else.
Way to
That's
pile
not the
on,
right
bud.
answer.
Yeah, way to pile
That's
on.
not the right answer.
Trying to get me to not shank him.
James,
after the
you
show.
have a better answer than
I
me.
do, and I'll get to it in just a second.
Oh, let's see.
Derek Grant says the counselor who shows up immediately. Oh no, we already did that one. Unsung hero, going with the lady who introduces the delinquents. I don't know why,
See?
but the seriousness combined with her bad acting just made me love her for some reason. So look, it's clear she's gonna win. But the one that I was like, I wrote him down was the one that guy trash canned when they walk past and push the kid into the water on the dock.
Yep.
And that one little kid was like, "Oh, get you."
I know exactly,
You know
what you're talking
I'm
about,
talking
too.
about?
I do.
He was like 40 pounds, and he was acting like he was like
He's like,
all tough.
He was like, it just reminds me of when Declan gets mad about like we didn't let him have an extra cupcake. And he's like,
that kid got one line and he's like, I'm going as hard as my little 7-year-old self can go.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Also, what's the age gap on this camp?
I don't
Like, we'll take them all the way from 6 weeks to 12 years, like a daycare.
Seriously.
the
kayak boys were 17 years old.
Right.
So there you go. All right. And then finally, Jonathan says, first unsung hero, the guy who didn't need to go to Claire's because he got a free snapping turtle earring. I don't know. There wasn't a whole lot of one-off characters that really stood out to me. So that's still a good vote. But that means the detention guard lady is going to win the Bixby Snyder a One Scene Wonder Award. All right, guys. It's time to land this plane. Okay?
Sucks.
So you have to take a look at this movie. I want you to really analyze it. We don't do hardcore movie analysis, but this is the moment to give your feelings, your thoughts.
I thought we weren't critics, James.
We're not. This is just how we felt about it. Do we like it? Is it bad, but it's still fun? Is it good, bad, good, bad? What is it? We don't know.
Too many options.
But there's lots of options, and we are going to start first with Morgan, as we've been doing this whole episode.
Yeah.
And Morgan says, for me, this is a bad movie that rules. I grew up watching Ernest movies, pretty sure all of them, and I'm now watching them with my kids. Give me Ernest P. Worrell any day. Morgan from South Carolina.
Yep.
We
Thank you,
appreciate
Morgan.
Appreciate that. Clint.
Okay.
You have the floor. What are your feelings?
I'm going to go take a break real quick.
Bad.
Run to
You
the
take your
bathroom.
time because I think you deserve to vent.
It's bad because it's bad. I'm upset.
I'm upset.
I don't like it. I don't understand why everybody likes things and I don't. What's wrong with me? It's got to be a me thing, right? It's something that is so universally loved that I can see zero value in. I just don't understand. It's kind of like my wife loving me. I don't get.
That was so sad.
I just don't get it. Why everybody likes this, and I cannot figure out why I don't.
Turtle Paratroopers.
Yeah.
What's not to like?
It still has the guy. I don't know.
All right.
I would be the guy that got in a bar fight with Ernest. I don't understand.
He's not even the slightest bit endearing to you.
I can't find it's not a funny, laughy thing. There's funny stuff in the movie, but it's just like he adds nothing to me for it.
From Christmas and Scared Stupid, where would you put Camp?
Camp is there with Christmas. Scared
Okay.
Stupid was good. I mean,
Yeah.
I actually enjoyed Scared Stupid.
That's what I thought I was hoping we were on that trajectory, but I guess we just went right back in the crater.
Yeah.
you get crater.
See, you're so
You want
much
to rack me or what?
Yeah.
Rack me up, man.
sorry.
One. We got one in this episode. Okay.
All right.
All right.
Yeah.
Is
So
that
I
it?
mean,
So
that's
bad
it's
that's
bad. Bad that's bad, and it's got to be something wrong with me, I suppose.
Well, we can confirm that.
It's very interesting that you now have looked inward.
Yeah.
Because for the longest time, it was threatening other people with your
Well, no,
anger
I'm
and
still
such.
gonna cut you.
Oh, okay.
All right. Just
But yeah,
fine.
so that it's
But
not all on.
But I'll be reflecting inward while I do
right.
it.
I was thinking, what is wrong with Joe that makes me want to cut him?
yeah.
For liking Ernest.
And then what's wrong with me for making me want to cut Joe for liking Ernest?
Cheap
Right.
Stunt Pilot says, this one was tough. Growing up, all I knew of Ernest was this movie and the commercials. A month ago, I did the worst thing I could have done for this write-up and watched Ernest Saves Christmas. I thought to myself, man, Ernest is a lot funnier than I remember. Then I watched this movie and it all came back to me. I watched it 4 times looking for that push to drive it over the BMR line. Then I watched it with my kids. They enjoyed it, and that gave me a newfound appreciation. This is an 80s kids movie marketed for kids that kids love, that I loved as a kid, with a couple of jokes that made me laugh as an adult. Therefore, by my calculations, that's 4 times watched, minus the 2 times I fell asleep. Carry the one. A bad movie that rules.
God, this guy's killing it.
I felt
Killing
4
it.
times in the one watching.
Man, oh man. Cheap Stunt Pilot wins the first ever Best Awards award.
Yeah.
Bad movie.
Can we give him,
I don't agree with him,
me a
and I will
chance.
agree with that.
Good job, buddy.
Congratulations.
Salute.
Entertaining award.
Incredible. Incredible.
Unbelievable.
Moving on immediately.
Give the man Joe's seat.
Caboose
Whoa.
comes in. Mr. Wallace says, objectively, it's not a great movie, but it does have a certain charm to it. That being said, some of my memories of this movie were strictly nostalgia, as the jokes didn't quite land as well as they did when I was 8. But it's still my third favorite Ernest movie after Jail and Scared Stupid. Bad movie that rules from Caboose. All right, Stephanie.
All right.
Okay. I'm excited.
As
hear this.
another first timer.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like I've seen Ernest Saves Christmas, but I don't remember anything about it. So it's basically like I'm going in completely blind on this. This was really hard to watch the first time.
Okay.
This was super hard to watch. I was literally sitting with like my hands over my face, and I was like, this is so cringe. It like actually hurts me physically.
Okay.
And then I made myself watch it again today.
Yeah?
Because that always helps me to come to a decision.
Yes.
And like I said, I watched it with my son. He's 5. He was cracking up, and that made me just like find it endearing because I could see what the point of it was, and I like Jim Varney, and I enjoyed it in a very strange way. I would not say it's good. It's not good at all.
Yes.
But it's a bad movie that rules.
Let's go. I
Don't
love
throw
it.
anything at me, Clint. I have the whole barrel of ninjas.
Yeah.
I just want you
Literally
to
the
keep
whole
that in
barrel.
mind.
The whole barrel.
Awesome.
The whole
Not
thing.
half a barrel.
All right. Well, let's see what Derek Grant had to say. He says, final verdict. Going to come right out and say it. This movie is bad. The acting is bad. Varney doesn't do any of his funny characters like in Scared Stupid, like his extra characters like he would start to do. But for some crazy reason, I loved this. Going completely off of feels
Clint.
here. Bad movie that rules. Yes, from Derek Grant. Thank
Is
you,
it because
sir.
I don't do drugs?
No, I
I don't know about that.
Joe,
Maybe.
you have
Well,
the floor.
It is. Everybody before me has said it so.
It sucked?
No, it does
Oh.
not suck, but it is definitely hard on the nostalgia.
Yeah.
And the fact that I seen it as a child and I enjoyed it as a child. And looking back at it, I watched it myself alone. And yes, I completely agree. It's not a
Good movie.
great movie.
Yeah.
You know, it's not one of those movies. It's, you know, it's
Like,
rough.
I'm not just like, I'm going to sit down and watch Ernest Goes to Camp
Yep.
today.
But
Yup.
then
Make
sitting-
this choice. That's a choice.
Hey, it's yeah.
I'm just saying.
I'm just saying. Hold on a second. But no, then I watched it with my youngest. He absolutely loved it. This is without a doubt 100% the pinnacle of bad movie that is awesome. So
Yeah.
bad movie rules. Yeah.
I love it.
For every reason.
It holds up.
Every reason holds up, and it sucks because I don't think this. No, never mind.
Okay.
I love it. It's
All
gonna
right.
be
We'll
great.
never know what he
I
was
can't
thinking
wait.
in that moment. Okay.
I know what he was thinking. He was going to tell the truth. He was so close to telling the truth.
Jonathan.
The truth is that I think this show is probably not going to be one of the most watched show. But I think it's going to be the best show.
There we go.
Yeah.
Jonathan comes in and says, at first I thought I'd regret pulling in for Ernest and the Crop Top Boys.
See?
But the movie had some laughs and the same old Jim I remember as a kid. While the act all around isn't anything to write to camp about, whoop, got him. I'm going to give it a bad movie that rules. Thanks for having me do my first movie. I'll make sure to ship y'all some beaver nuggets next time I hit up Buc-ee's. Yes. XOXO to Bob and Armageddon craps on Saving Private Ryan. Make sure you let your husband know, please.
I absolutely will.
Cheers.
I'll pass the message.
That's a tough one. I like them
I
both.
love it.
but-
Have you guys had beaver nuggets?
Yeah, they're delicious.
They are the greatest thing in the world. So basically,
They'd be sending us beaver nuggets constantly.
Yeah,
it's
they're-
good stuff.
It's happened a couple times.
they're corn.
Pops, basically.
Corn pops.
Like seasoned.
Yeah, covered in like a hard caramel candy
Or-
shell.
There's like a
type
cinnamon
thing.
one, too, that they do.
Sounds
Yeah,
good.
it's good stuff. You ever been to a Buc-ee's?
We got a Buc-ee's now.
We will have
within
one.
range.
Yeah, it's coming.
Within range.
Here's where I'm at on this movie. I always am nervous to come back to these because it's like, is it going to hold up? Is it
Yeah.
not? of the Ernest movies, this is the one that I had the biggest distance from seeing it last. I hadn't actually seen Ernest Goes to Camp in a long, long time. I've seen Jail, all those other ones more recently. That being said, considering the budget that they had for this movie and what they were trying to accomplish and the fact they made it for kids, this is a straight up good movie. I'm just going to say it. I think it's objectively good for what was intended to be, which is a children's movie, so we can't judge it against Saving Private Ryan.
You're right.
Okay. I think it was well made, well shot, well directed. The kids are kid actors, fine. Ernest does exactly what he's intended to do, and the movie frickin' rules. It's still hilarious. It still holds up. I will watch it again as a grown-ass man and unironically watch it and be like, hell yeah, Ernest, show these kids about nature. Let's go, man.
Lick that stone.
I think this is a straight-up good movie, and I'm planting my flag right there.
Boom.
So, boom. Done. All right. Sorry, man.
We don't need to do this for money. We could just sell your stash, bro.
One more. You only got one more left.
Yeah, come on, man. You can make it. You can make it.
He goes to jail in the next one.
I know.
You should be thrilled about that.
Can we get him something afterwards as like a token?
Yeah, I survived the Ernest movies. I'll make a T-shirt.
I survived the Ernest movie.
Just an Ernest P. Worrell shirt that he can wear.
Yeah.
A gray shirt with a denim vest.
I want his
baseball.
face. I want a mask made out of his actual face.
Oh.
He's dead.
Oh, that's
we
dark.
can't do that.
He's got
dark.
to go down to Lexington, Kentucky, where he's buried.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, we got a location then.
There you go. Yeah, for sure.
Patreon.
Don't do that.
Make it happen.
No.
So, all right.
No.
Anyway,
Sacrilegious.
anywho,
Moving on from that darkness.
Yeah. We are going to move on to our next big fat movie that we're going to be covering.
Ooh, what's that?
Which was one that was a huge bomb. One of the biggest bombs of all time, and that was derided by some people, but some people I've heard say, well, no, it doesn't deserve its reputation. It's John Carter, the Disney movie from 2012, I think.
Yes, the one that I never seen.
Bombed when it came out. And
Never heard of it. What's it about?
It's about the guy that goes to Mars. It's a famous
something like
book,
that.
like old book. John Carter Goes to Mars. They just shortened it to John Carter. So I think it's even.
If they would have said Goes Tomorrow, I probably would have watched that.
I think it's even in the public domain because like a year before or after the Disney one, like a straight to video Antonio Sabato Jr. John Carter of Mars came out. It was horrible.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So John Carter, long, very old story, but Disney made this big budget movie with Taylor Kitsch, and it absolutely bombed. So we're going to be covering that one. And I've never seen it either.
Probably
So
has Taylor
I'm
Disney making a
interested to
movie
see
that bombs?
if it's any good or not. Right? We'll find out. Chuck will be back in that one in the
Nice.
saddle. Yes. Very, very, very good.
Chuckity Chuck.
Chuckity Chuck.
That's right. Good old Chuck, who I know you haven't had a chance to be at the table with.
Yeah,
him,
no, I was going to say, I haven't even had a chance yet. But,
but
Me either.
he's only been back for one so
Okay.
far.
Okay.
So
Well,
that would make
I think I've got you guys
excited.
paired up next month, so you'll get a chance to do one with Chuck.
Cool.
Be a lot of fun. But yeah, so look forward to that next week. In the meantime, thank you, Clint. I know this was hard for you.
Thank you, Clint.
Stephanie. I'm glad you got subjected
thank
to
you.
Ernest. If I'd known it was your first time, I would have put you on a long time ago. And Joe,
That's
always
okay.
a pleasure,
He does
sir.
be doing that.
God, I
Thank
love
you.
this.
We'll see you guys on the next one.
I love when it rains.
Ernest sucks. I can't like these movies. Because they're just that bad.
Clint, put down the knife, man.
You know what I mean?
I can.
Yeah.
You want to know how to sharpen that thing?
Yeah.
First, you got to wet the stone.
Lick it.
That's the hard part. You go straight down the stone into the meat of the hand.
First aid. First aid. Wrap him up.
Good old Ernest. Looking forward to doing jail.
He's lifting Thor's hammer.
I'm also looking forward to going to jail.
He's worthy.
I mean, doing jail.
Ernest P. Worthy. Ernest P. Worrell is worthy.
Good job. You did it.
First try.